I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mother told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Oh, hey, everybody. I was working on getting some, working on some stuff. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. I'm your man. I'm your host, Uncle Freezy. What's good? This is the Knicks Morning Drive. What's good? I have so much energy right now. I can't help myself. So our boys, our peoples have won 4 in a row. And the realists, you remember them cats we used to battle back in August, September, October, November, December? They're like, I'm just keeping it real, Uncle Freezy. This team ain't nothing. We ain't gonna do nothing. I see y'all. The ones like, I'm just keeping it real. I'm a realist. No, you not. You're a pessimist, clown. You're the pessimist then, you're a pessimist now. Right? I am a realist. Right? They're like, nah, Uncle Freezy, you an optimist. Nah, bro. I'm a realist. Right? Shout out to my people. Salute, salute, salute. I see y'all. Man, love y'all, man. Thank y'all for coming through, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Make sure y'all smash that like button so others like us can enjoy this experience. And this is an experience. I'm your man, Uncle Freezy, coming through every morning, or try to anyway. I'm human. You know what I'm saying? I'm human. I try to do every morning, man. But, sometimes, life will get in the way. But for the most part, we're going to come hang out here every morning, in season and out of season. Now, how about that? Take that. Hey, listen, and shout out to the people watching on YouTube and on Periscope. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the people watching the live stream. Shout out to the people watching it on the replay. We got love for everybody. Right? Want to mention everybody. I see y'all. Make sure y'all comment on the video so we can keep track of each other about the conversation. We want to continue the conversation even after the live stream. Right? I've been doing a little poor with the comments, but I promise you I do read them. I read them, even though I don't always comment. Y'all ready for this roll call? If y'all ready for this roll call, I need to see some thumbs up in the chat. I need for somebody to get that energy up. Let's go. If y'all ready for this morning roll call, put some thumbs up in the chat. I need to see some thumbs up and some thumbs up in the chat. And I also need for y'all to smash that like button. Right? Get them likes up so we can shout some people out. And put them thumbs up in the chat so we can start the roll call. Y'all like that morning roll call. And I like doing it. What's good? What's good? Let's get some thumbs up in the virtual chat so we can get this roll call started, B. Let's do that. Let's get some thumbs up in the virtual chat so we can get this roll call started. Y'all ready for this roll call, man? Y'all ready for this morning roll call so we get started? Y'all ready for your man, Uncle Free, to call y'all name? Yes, sir. I'm ready to shout y'all out. I'm ready to shout y'all out to the entire universe. Y'all ready to be shouted out? Let's get some thumbs up down here. Let's get some thumbs up in the chat. Let's get some thumbs up. Oh, I see him. I see him. I see him. Yeah, I see it. Now we rocking. Now we rocking, baby. We got that energy up already. So let's start the roll call. 19 comment NYC 84. What's good? What's good? Kane Jerry. What's good? Nick the Wick. What's good? Brian Batista. What's good? Simma Singh is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, Kane Jerry. What's good? Jarrell Williams. What's good? I see you. Dripmore. What's good? Rodolfo Irizarry. What's good? What's good? I see you. Pudge Nice. What's happening? CS Hoops is in the building. Felipe 210 is in the building. What's good? Pudge Nice says, Pele gang. What's good? What's good? Let me scroll down. 0.5 is in the building. Big task at hand. I see you. Andrew College. What's good? What's good? I see y'all. I see y'all. June 1, what's good? What's good, June 1? What's happening? I see June 1 in the chat. I see y'all. I see y'all. I see those thumbs up in there. Jermaine Royster, what's good? Jersey City, what's good? What's good? What's good? Hadouken Sharon, what's good? Hadouken Sharon never sleeps. What's good? Hulk, I see you. What's good? What's good? What's good? Man, hope y'all having a good morning. Hope y'all having a good morning. We had a good night last night. The Knicks pulled out a close, well, not necessarily close. It was close for a little bit, but we pulled out a W. It was impressive on the road against a Western Conference team. Y'all heard me? Y'all heard me? On the road against a Western Conference team, we pulled out a dub against a team that has a superstar and a star. We beat a team that has a superstar in Zion, who probably this time next year might be the face of the league, and a star in Brandon Ingram. What's good? 4 in a row. 4 in a row. What's good? I see y'all. Man, make sure y'all smash that like button for y'all community, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button for y'all family. What's good? What's good? What's good? I'm trying to do a couple of things. So we got a surprise guest for y'all on Friday. What's today? Today, Thursday? Got a guest surprise for y'all tomorrow. Got a surprise guest for y'all tomorrow. Nigel Smith is in the building. Jamaica is in the building. You know we love Jamaica. You know we love Jamaica, bro. You know we love Jamaica. Love Jamaica. Love Jamaica, bro. So I got a surprise guest. I have actually 2 surprise guests. Maybe 3. Maybe 3. Maybe 3 surprise guests. No lie. No lie, yo. No lie. I ain't capping, but you know, people love y'all show. Right? People legit love y'all show. They love y'all show. They love the Knicks Morning Drive, baby. They love the Knicks Morning Drive. Right? And they like being on. If they can schedule it, like, you know, these dudes are so busy, you know what I'm saying, like doing other stuff, like save the world, you saving the world, you know what I'm saying, getting kittens out of trees, you know what I'm saying, catching bank robbers, asking Julius Randle questions in press conferences, asking Tibbs questions in press conferences, rubbing elbows with superstars and stuff, and they love the Knicks Morning Drive, and they want to come and hang out with y'all. So I got a couple. Oh, look, it's IQJ. IQJ is in the building. What's good, IQJ? What's good? What's good, IQJ? Say something, IQJ. What you doing? I'm like, what's good? And then you looking at me on the screen like, yo, Uncle Freezy said my name. Say something. Put something in the chat, IQJ. It ain't like that. I ain't nobody, bro. I ain't nobody. I'm a regular cat like you. I don't know if you're a regular cat. I'm just assuming. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you might be somebody. You know what I'm saying? You might be. IQJ, that was mad funny. IQJ was like, "What's good?" Yo, that's mad funny. That's hilarious. Yeah, so overnight have been working on some people to come hang out with us. A couple of them had wanted to be on, and I never got back with them, so that's my fault. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to say who they are yet and ruin the surprise, but it's people that you know, people y'all respect. You know what I'm saying? Eli M, what's good? Yo, so it's people that y'all know and respect in the Knicks universe. You know. Yeah, man. So I actually appeared on one of their channels. What, about a month ago, maybe? Has it been about a month? It's been about a month. So when I appeared on his channel, man, his channel was popping, bro. His channel was busting. And he was like, Uncle Freezy, well, to summarize what he said, he's like, yo, Uncle Freezy, you know, you got a open door policy, you know, come in whenever you want, you know, kind of like in that thing. So I don't know if that was, you know what I'm saying, just, well, I felt like it was real. You know, so sometimes, you know, some people out there say, yeah, you know, you're welcome anytime. You know, and sometimes it's just, that's just being cordial. But with him, I feel like it's real. Right. So we got maybe one this morning, and then we got a definite for tomorrow. Definite for tomorrow morning, Knicks Morning Drive. Right. So I'm reading what Kane Jerry said. Kane Jerry said, who do you guys think the commentators are for ESPN on Friday? I don't know. I hope it's Mike Breen. I don't know. If it's Breen, Mark Jackson, and Van Gundy, do y'all like that? How do y'all feel about that? Did y'all see that shot Luka hit last night? Somebody please tell me they saw that shot that Luka hit last night. Somebody please tell me they saw that shot Luka hit last night. Because I want to get past this Pelicans game. I want to say a few things about it and then move on. Right? I kind of want to get past the Pelicans game and get more into the Mavericks game. But I will say this: we beat the Grizzlies in overtime, right? Dallas beat the Grizzlies on a wing and a prayer. Did y'all see that? Georgie Ivanov was good. LT was good. 33 Savage was good. Was good. Luka is clutch. And that is a gene. John Smith was good. Yeah, Luka stumbled into it and got the shot off. And the look on his face was like, I didn't think I was going to hit it either. But, y'all know how it is, man. Sometimes you get a good look and do everything right, and it doesn't go down. And then sometimes you muck it up, and it goes in. Such is life. Such is life. Such is life. My computer is giving me these updates. Like, you know how you subscribe to some stuff and they just send update after update after update. Like you wanna see. I don't want to see that. I just got an update that the Knicks Morning Drive was live yesterday. That's interesting. Thank you, technology. I got an update. Legit, I just got an update that said the Knicks Morning Drive was live yesterday. So anyway, moving on. I'm gonna throw this link in the chat. I got some stuff that I want to talk about, but I also remember that we have to share this microphone. We have to pass the mic. Right. Again, shout out to the people watching on Periscope and on the replay. Right? Y'all watching on the replay, make sure y'all comment. Keep the conversations going. Make sure y'all smash that like button for the videos. If you are so inclined. And even if you're not, smash it so that others can share this experience. All I need right now is right now, I'm feeling good, man. If I can find a super positive Knicks fan to share this platform with, it'll make my morning. Oh, there he is. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good?
What's good, my brother? How you feeling?
Hey, man. Good. I'm good, man. I'm Gucci.
Yeah, man. After last night, come on, man. Come on.
I told you. 4 in a row.
I told you, you better get on this mothership connection, man. You better get on Star Child, Dr. Funkin' Style.
Right.
Here's another character. Remember Mr. Wiggles the Worm?
Hey, you wow.
Hey, CP is Sir Nose devoid of funk because he don't believe in our team, man. That's
right.
What it is.
Right. Hey, CP is a petulant Knicks fan that is craving all of the attention in the Knicks universe.
Oh, of course, man. Of course.
But like there could be no spare attention left to others.
Of course.
All CP's attention.
Oh man, CP wanted to tank after we were going through a rough spell.
And then when you ask them, right? Hey, so let me shout out Christian Fortune. What's good? Christian Fortune, what's good? I see you. Evil Raven 69. What's good? What's good? I see you. So
to the chat, man. Yeah.
These guys want to tank, and then when you ask them tank for what, they're like, I don't know. I think we need a point guard. Hold on, bro. Wait a minute. You want me to tank my entire season for an I don't know? I think we need a point guard.
Really?
Get a life, bro.
Really?
Get a life.
Really? Really?
Right. These are the most.
We went to 3/4 of the season, and they wanted to tank.
Right. They like, you got to look at the big picture. Bro, the big picture is every time there is a game to be played, you need to win.
That's right.
That's the big picture.
That's right.
That's the big picture. Ain't no. I want to tank so we can try to get a rookie to save us, and then draft Kevin Knox, and then you draft Kevin Knox, and it take 4 years for him to develop. Now you mad? Well, you got to try it again. Oh, you want us to take another season so that we could draft a guy like Frank, and then have to wait 4 years, and then they'll be like, well, you got to take again. You got to keep trying. Wait a minute. So you mean keep tanking, like tank and tank and tank and tank? And no shade against Kevin Knox, because I think Kevin Knox is a part of the future and is going to be a major player. And no shade on Frank, because I think Frank is a part of the future and he's going to be a major player with us, right?
Yeah, but you have to break that cycle. You have to change your way of thinking.
Right.
Some teams they're gonna do it all the time. Your Sacramentos, your Minnesotas, your I don't know, but I can't say that about Atlanta right now because Atlanta's really on the rise right now. But but your Cleveland's, your that's all they live for is tanking.
Right.
And if Golden State didn't get Steph Curry, they'd be the same way.
Right. And so what people are fooled by is that they can get a golden child out of the draft and he'll lead them to to 7 championships in 10 years.
It's not an exact science. It's not an exact science.
Right. And so give you an example, right? Say what happened if the Chicago Bulls didn't draft Michael Jordan?
Come on.
Right.
Portland didn't make that blunder.
Right. Portland, because
that was Sam Bowie that they took over.
Right, because Sam Bowie though, and to Portland's credit, they blundered now, but they blundered taking a big swing. They knew Sam Bowie had the potential to be a Karl Anthony Towns, Kristaps Porzingis type player back in the 80s, which was amazing. Sam Bowie, before injuries derail Sam Bowie, not talent.
Like Ralph Sampson.
Right. Injuries derail Ralph Sampson, not talent. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because think about it. If Sam Bowie had stayed healthy, the Portland narrative would be way different.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely.
And think about this. If Sam Bowie had stayed healthy and met his ceiling, those teams with Drexler, and Terry Porter, and Jerome Kersey, and Clifford Robinson, and Buck Williams,
and Kevin Duckworth.
See, Duckworth wouldn't have started because Sam Bowie was legit the center that was like Bill Walton except athletic.
Right. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
You talking about a guy that could have been Bill Walton except athletic, right?
Yep, exactly.
Bro, do you know how many times Portland may have won championships if Sam Bowie would have met his potential?
Come on.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Now, with that said, hey, how we move Knicks TV? What's good? It's good to see you. Ismail Reeves is in the building.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Real King, what's good?
Hey, I want to put CP, other artists, on blast. Did you see his tweet last night talking about giving shade to Burks and Bullock, talking about how they shouldn't have been how RJ should have been in there over those two guys? He didn't have it.
Yeah,
he didn't have it last night.
I don't pay those tweets any attention.
Yeah,
those are like those tweets that people throw out when they're like starving for attention. Yeah, they throw out the
and your boy Hoodie Kev was on that too. Your boy Hoodie Kev was on that stuff, man.
Yeah, but Hoodie Kev is an egomaniac too now. I never said Hoodie Kev wasn't an egomaniac. Hoodie Kev legit tried to come. Kev legit tried to come on the show via telephone last night. Hoodie Kev was like, I'm playing hurt. So I'm gonna make Rob the Nick hold the phone with me on it so I can talk.
Yeah, I talked with Rob last night on Sim's show.
Yeah. So I was like, wait a minute, Hoodie Kev. So you was too sick to come on the joint. which that's okay. I don't knock that. You too sick but you too sick to just get in the virtual chat and type out what you gotta get. You gotta get the Manchurian candidate to hold the phone for you.
Manchurian candidate,
right? You gotta you gotta get a zombie to do your bidding for you, Eddie Cab. Really?
Oh man!
I mean, so
I've never seen so much love for one player, man. I've never seen it. I've never seen it, man. I've never seen it. But yeah, CP, man, that ego, man, that ego is just as big as his head, man. It's just as big as his head.
And we love. Hey, man, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you.
I love the dude. I ain't
gonna lie to you, man.
When he starts talking like that, it's like, I don't know if I could go with with what you're saying.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I've only known CP the artist for a little while, right? Mm-hmm. Since we've been doing the Knicks Morning Drive, maybe. So I've been on CP the artist like what, maybe 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, knowing, I've been around him a lot. Maybe like 4 or 5 years. Maybe I've been around CP the artist.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing him, it's only been 2 months, and I love the dude. I legit love his personality. I love his backstory. I love his talents. You know what I'm saying? I love some of his takes.
Oh, absolutely.
But what I don't love is that
you start talking crazy.
Yes,
I'm like, really? We're 3/4 into the season and he's talking about tanking.
Yes. And that's a defeatist attitude. I don't sign up for the defeatist attitude.
No, especially now with 16 games to go. We are literally exceeding all expectations, whether it was the beginning of the season or whether it was when we saw the second half of the season.
Hey,
you know?
Yep.
Yes. But I want to put you on. I want to put you on notice. I'm going to ask a question. Would you sign Alex Burks back next year?
Yep. I would give Alec Burks 3 years, $26 million.
Wow.
That's I will put that off on the table today and be like, look, man, you ain't getting this nowhere else. They're gonna offer you. Everybody else is gonna offer you 1 year. I'm offering you 3 years, 26. I can't offer you $9 million a year. I just can't.
Right.
I just can't. I can't do that. But what I will do is offer you 3 years, $8 million and some change, like 8.5 per, something like that. Whatever that turns out to be. 26.5.
His skill set fits exactly what we want. This is a dude now that not just has to score or play defense, but now it's handling the ball coming up the court in the fourth quarter.
Right.
So it's something it's a resource that a skill set that Tibbs is really using. He's like, if he can bring the ball up to court, and I can still have some other key guys in there. Yeah, I'm gonna keep him. I'm gonna use that. Right. Now, would you sign Bullock?
Yeah.
Oh, you would.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would re-sign Bullock, but listen here now. Listen here. All contracts are not the same. So when I re-sign Bullock, I'm like, hey, Reggie, look, I'm not re-signing you to be a long-term starter, right? I'm re-signing you to be on the team. I want you to be a spot starter reserve. You know what I'm saying? If I, like, say, for instance, if Knox comes into his own next year, this is not a debate. He's starting and you coming off the bench. Right. And if you can't accept that role, then I might have to find another guy. Right.
But also, if
you feel
I hate to give oxygen to this and everything.
What's up, Bob?
Hey, what's up, Mr. Rocket?
Yeah.
What's I'm digging that. I'm digging the bread, man. I'm digging it. Yeah. And look what's in here. And he tried to think he cool because he can't show his face.
Let's go. 4-game winning streak. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Let's go. What I was going to say was, if Knox does not become the player that we think he can become, then I could see Bullock coming back to getting that starting role again. I really can.
Right.
Yeah, but what you was saying, what you just said, that is telling Knox that we giving you one more shot.
Yeah. Right.
We give you one more shot, and if you can't, by trading deadline, if you can't do it, we getting you out. Because
Right.
his stroke is great, and he has made strides on defense.
Pause.
But it's just that moment.
Pause. All right. I'm only going to give you guys maybe 10, 15 minutes of my time.
What is the echo for, man?
Pause.
Hold
I'm only gonna give you.
Like from the board.
How is it right now? How is it now?
Oh, it's fine.
How's my sound now? It's fine? You sure? All right,
You still sounding like you're still sounding like the dude from the movie The Warriors. Can you dig it? That's what you sound like.
Can you dig it?
Oh, is my audio bad?
No, you're fine now. You're fine now. Loud, but you're fine.
Okay. All right.
Hey, CP. You know how we do this, bro. You know how we do this. You know how when you come on, there's a certain thing you do when you come on, right? You know what that thing is.
What's that?
Oh, jeez. For the love of peanut butter and jelly, bro. Come on. You act like you don't have social skills.
What are you talking about?
Bro, for the love of Mary and Joseph, you could have at least said hello.
Why would I say hello in my own house?
Mr. Rocket, how you doing, man?
I'm chilling.
Yeah, you see what we have to go through with this egomaniac, man?
Yeah, we sky high off the 4-game winning streak. Let's go. Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going. CP the artist legit came in the thing and was like, yo, before I get started, we're like, yo, you ain't even tell Mr. Rocket what's up. You ain't even say what's up to the host, Uncle Freezy. You ain't say what's up to Cornerstone Kev.
This is my house. Why would I gotta say all that? This is my house, man. You said to me, this is our show. This is what you said. You said this ain't Uncle Freezy's show. This is our show.
Yo, so first of all,
I made myself at home.
So first of all, I mean that. Don't be saying that like I said that's made up kicks for clicks. That ain't kicks for clicks, bro. This is our joint. You know what I'm saying?
So but what I gotta do all that for?
Even husband and wives say good morning to each other, bro.
You sound like, man. I know Miss CP the artist part 2 is listening to this, so I gotta be careful.
Yes,
and not get me into thing because she watches.
Be human, please be human.
All right, get into my tweet. All right, I ain't gonna cause.
Hey, CP the artist, how you doing, man?
Good morning, everybody. Golly, you got it out of me.
On the top of the morning.
Okay, Kev, I'm gonna block you from my Twitter if you're gonna get so emotional off of all my tweets. Let me explain something. And I text Freezy this, but he don't want to bring up that text. So last night, RJ Barrett was out of the game in the fourth quarter after shooting 2 for 10. Okay, 2 for 10. A few games before, in Memphis, Alec Burke, and I have this written down because I looked it up, went 2 for 11 for 3 quarters and finished the game 5 for 15. Mm-hmm. We were trailing in that game versus Memphis, but Thibodeau kept him in. That's Alec Burke. I have nothing against Alec Burke. He won us the game last night, played absolutely great. My problem is this. If Knicks fans are going to say, we need to make the playoffs in order to give cats like RJ the experience, if he can't play a full game and work through his slump, when we have the lead, then what are we doing, Tom Thibodeau? What are we doing? Tom Thibodeau, to me, should change his name to Tom Planned Parenthood because he don't care about the kids. He hates kids. Now, what do you guys say about that, Pebblestone Kev?
Pebblestone Kev. Okay.
Cause you got on. I saw you on Nothing But Knicks, and you had that little subliminal message for me when y'all brought up the thing, and I ain't like that.
Thank you, Donald Cannon. Thank you, Point Five. This whole thing is what are we talking about? Is anybody else reading the chat? I like to read the chat. Thank you. Look at Trust. look at what Trust said.
Mr. CP, the artist, seeing how what you're just saying is making the chat a little haywire. I ain't got to say nothing.
When did I ever care about the chat?
We let the chat is part of the family.
You have a link. There's a link they could go to.
Absolutely.
They could join. Right?
Absolutely. But what they just what this
a man like me don't care about opinions.
Why is it gotta be man? Why we gotta bring man into all this? We're all men.
I'm a man. I'm 45. I'm a man.
We're all men. We're all men. All I'm saying is we won the game, right? That was the most important thing. We won the game, right? We're 2 games over 500, right?
That's all you look at.
That's all that matters.
That's all you look at.
That's all that matters. We are going to the playoffs. Everybody, our youngsters are going to get the playoff experience.
You think that Tom Thibodeau? You think Tom Thibodeau actually would play RJ in a playoff game if he has a little bit of a slump?
Yes.
Get the hell out of here.
Yes.
If he did it for a regular season, if he didn't do that in a regular season game versus a below 500 team when we had the lead, he ain't gonna do that in the playoffs. And this is and you know what? I'm probably making a big deal out of nothing. But I'm going to say it just to say it. Yeah, we got the win. But my thing is like this. Treat RJ right. He's our future, not Alec Burke. I don't want the same KP situation happen. I don't want the same situation to happen.
Oh God, that is definitely not happening. First of all,
wait a minute.
Freeze, what's the super chat talking about? New York.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm about to get to that right now. That's the reason why I put it up there. Thank you, Mr. Rocket. Hey, White Falcon 44 says, New York Post talking Zion in New York. Randle leaving? No. That's rumor and innuendo. Zion ain't as far as this team go. I think they're running out of storylines, bro.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
They tabloids.
Same thing with CP the artist doing.
Zion will be here in a few years, but not right now.
Now, it's not unseeable because Randle probably has what? If he gets re-signed, they're going to give him what? Maybe 3 or 4 years. By that time, Zion will be what? Restricted free agent under the Pelicans. It's not impossible.
I mean, Zion could.
I mean, it's too early to talk about it.
Zion
will be
impossible right now.
Yeah.
Ultimately, Zion Williamson will be in New York, Nick. Later on down the line.
I want to get right back to a comment that Kevin said about attention. Why are you on every single Knicks show? If I'm looking for attention.
Because I'm cool.
Every time I turn around.
Because I'm cool.
Your face
is in
my face.
Because I'm cool.
Hey, I would sum it up like this. So Kev jumps on the next morning drive because it's convenient. It's like, he getting up, getting ready for his day. You know what I'm saying? He can recap what happened last night, just like a lot of people do. A lot of people join the next morning drive. Everybody don't jump on camera though. Some people just stay in the video chat. I mean the virtual chat. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, these
CP dipped too, by the way.
These podcasts are, I'm going to use the term that Knicks Fan TV says. It's made for the fans, by the fans. We are the fans because we do not have the luxury of talking about our teams the way the media talks about us, where we can get our opinions. And they vary. I mean, it's different from, calling, one of these radio stations and then have to spend almost 2 or 3 hours just to, get through, just to say, I like what the Knicks are doing, and then click, and that's it.
Right.
This is made for us.
Right.
And luckily, for me personally, I'm able to work from home and able to get on these shows because I love my team. I bleed orange and blue. I bleed it. And I'm not going to stop bleeding it either. I'm not going to jump to Brooklyn. I'm not jumping anywhere. So as long as we have these advantages to talk about our team, I'm going to use every one of them. And I gotta say, God bless Uncle Freezy. God bless Ron, man. God bless him, and God bless the person who started the whole thing for us. God bless him.
Yep.
For nothing but Knicks. Because of him, so many avenues have expanded. I even forgot to mention Zach, Spree, Money Making Mitch, and Hector, Project Nerds podcast that they do every
Saturday. Right.
Oh, and I also forgot to mention my boy Gilmo.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has his Legion of Knicks podcast.
It's a bunch of us, bro. It's not even just them, man. It's a bunch of man. So shout out to the entertainer. The entertainer is doing his thing with the Knicks.
Yes.
Shout out to Knicks Film School, who's doing their thing. Yes. You know what I'm saying, with the Knicks.
Macquarie.
Yeah. A friend of the show, Jonathan Macquarie, the entertainer. Shout out to Die Hard Knicks podcast. There's a bunch of people, man. It's a
bunch of people.
Yeah,
we love our
Raphael,
team. We know who's been entrenched with the happy times, through the tears, through the anger. There's been a lot of anger, and now this is the fruits of what we're, of what we feel. These are the fruits of what we're feeling right now. We have a great, I won't say great. We have a good management team now. We have a great coach, and we have some players that are willing to, to lay it all on the line. And the ride isn't over yet. We got 16 games left, and then wherever
I forgot about Jay Ellis. I keep forgetting about Jay Ellis and CK2K.
Yeah.
And KC and LCP and them.
Yeah. There's so many platforms for us. Where do we see Brooklyn doing this? And they're in our same city. Where do we see, Brooklyn? Brooklyn ain't got what we have.
Right. Hey, so hey, what's good, Eddie C? What's happening?
How you doing, Eddie C? How you feeling, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good after a good win last night.
Absolutely. Good. Do you have a problem?
I forgot about Terry and Trey. We forgot about Terry and Trey.
Terry, come on.
Yeah. Wow, there's even more than that. The Raw Hebrew. There's Raw Hebrew.
Yeah.
Raw Hebrew has a good side. And I like listening to Alan Hahn. I know he's like part of the payroll and stuff, but he does his own little thing on Instagram. Sometimes I jump on there.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's a good guy, man.
Oh, absolutely. He's drenched with the orange and blue as well.
I would love to get Ellen Hahn on here.
Oh God.
I would love to get Ellen Hahn on here.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a dub. That's a W, man.
I would love to get him on here.
I just can't. I'm not able to connect with him. I don't think I ever tried. I ain't never liked none of his tweets or none of that. I just, and not saying that I dislike him.
No, not at all. I mean,
that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, I'll tell you this. He doesn't like Middle Keenan.
Oh, Sports Vibes TV. I forgot about Keith.
Sports Vibes.
I forgot about that, man.
Sports Vibes.
Yo, so shout out to shout out to Corey Lee for the stats and the snacks. So City for Real. So they call it super chats, something different. And when he do it, it is so catchy, yo. City for Real is like the slick tongue dude. I love some City for Real, yo.
Yeah. And I forgot my boy Tony Crow, Knicks and Blues.
Yeah. It's a bunch of.
Yeah. What was that album by Public Enemy? It takes the nations of millions to stop us.
Yeah, man.
We can't be stopped. We can't be stopped, especially when we're winning.
Yeah. Hey. So shout out to Corey Lee for looking out for the cookout. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everyone this morning. Corey Lee, thank you for looking out for the cookout, man. Thank you.
So Eddie, did you have a problem last night with RJ taking the back seat in the fourth quarter and Burks cooking?
Not at all.
To me, that's not even a question. It's like
everybody.
What's the problem with him? Sitting the fourth quarter. He's been playing the whole year basically. Anyway, he can have some rest and at the same time let somebody else that's been playing well play.
Yeah.
I don't see it like what are people saying? Like he's in the doghouse or something, because that's not the case.
Nothing wrong with team ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Team ball.
Right.
Yeah, man. There's been plenty of times I've seen him sitting on the bench in the fourth quarter, and we're in a good rhythm, and he's over there doing his 3 guitar dance, and you know what I'm saying? It's all part of the thing. I also saw when Zion went up to Ntilikina and asked him, "Yo, why you ain't playing?" And Ntilikina's like, "Yo, man." I mean, I couldn't see exactly what he was saying, but I can probably sense that he was like, "Yo, man, this is the way the team is right now. This is what we're doing. So, let's ride with the team."
Yep. Everybody's on one mission right now to make the playoffs and go for a deep run.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
and it's amazing about this team is how
spreading it around. We don't want the ops to know where we're coming from.
Right. What's amazing is how in sync everybody is now on the defensive end. The offense, we know who the number one option is. We know who this, after the number one option, it's by committee, and that's the way I like it right now. But it just seems like everybody's on sync with with it.
And I want to point one thing out, because sometimes it can get lost in the shuffle, and people probably don't look as deep and detailed. But if I want to give a shout out to somebody on this team, because I hear sometimes that they talk about this player and he's not a good player, and they say this and that. The person that I want to shout out is Theo Pinson, because Theo Pinson brings a vibe to the locker room. He brings a vibe to the bench. You know what I'm saying? And everybody feels it, and it changes the complexity of the team and how everybody looks at each other. So it's not always about who scores the most, who rebounds, who passes the most. You know what I'm saying? It's other things that are being brought to the table that we got to look at. We also have to acknowledge, man, because that kid, man, he's always happy. He's always cheering on our teammates. He don't play much, but I bet you he plays as hard as he can. You know what I'm saying? Right. And he's always there for everybody, and you can see that in the team. And I'm happy because of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that Markieff Morris is laughing because everybody's picking up, a teammate, and they would want that on their team. You know what I'm saying? And we got it. So we should be happy about that.
Right. That's what I was going to say to you. What I was going to say to you is this. And I'm so shout out to Sean Boy 72able was good. Hey, so what I was going to say to you is this. The 90s Knicks personality thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm feeling it.
Now, I think we're in a class by itself.
Right. And so here's the reason why I say that, Cornerstone, is because of what Eddie C just said. Right?
Yeah.
What I feel like, man, is in today's NBA, you need more Theo Pinsons. Right?
Yeah.
Because the grind is insatiable, bro. The grind is insatiable. You thought Pat Ewing and Charles Oakley had it bad because the newspaper wrote a bad article about them, or the newscaster said something bad about them. Bro, now with social media, bro, back then you had to wait for the morning paper to come out for you to hear bad news.
Yeah.
You had to wait till the 11 o'clock news, or if you're lucky, you had to wait until Sports Center came on at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Now, bro,
it's at your palm of your hands.
Bro, nowadays,
palm of your hands.
Everything is instant.
Everything is instant.
And back then, if you messed up, like for instance, Pat Ewing had a play back against the Pacers, right, where he pump faked and didn't dribble and took 8 steps and dunked, right, and the refs didn't call it. And so ESPN ran a commercial called "Don't Walk, Pat Ewing." Yeah, remember that? Don't walk, and they show Pat pump faking and then carrying the ball for like 8 steps and dunking and pounding his chest like he did something. And the music in the background is "Don't walk, Patrick Ewing." You know, that was Sports Center making fun of Pat Ewing, right?
Yeah.
Now anybody can make you a meme, bro.
Yep.
Anybody.
Yep.
Anybody. Like you remember the Jordan crying meme?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
It's still relevant.
Bro,
still relevant.
That had a life of its own. Bro, it took on a life of its own, bro. I'm telling you. That's why, and I said all of that to say this. That's why you need cats like Theo Pinson to lighten things up. Right? Can you imagine if we still had Bobby Portis and Marcus Morris on his team?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We were like, and for the record, I like both players as players and men, right? But the mentality they brought to the table, I was like, man, we kind of need to lighten this up some, because the last thing you want to do is have it be losing and have it be doom and gloom. Come on, bro.
And he's a smart guy, man. He's a smart guy because on the strength of playing ball, he probably wouldn't have that roster spot. You know what I'm saying? Right. He is there for that legit reason that he's good for the locker room. He's good for the young guys. You know, He keeps everybody upbeat, man. And you got to give it up to him because that's a smart way of securing your check, man.
Yep.
Right.
He's securing his check right there, just being himself, just being uppity, you know?
Hey. He can shoot.
Right.
He can shoot. Lights up.
He can ball. I mean, if he's in the NBA, he can ball.
Right.
He can
but
play.
I think that just brings another dimension to him where they keep him around. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hey, let me shout out my man real quick. Allah Wise was good. Bagger Jones was good. Sam Holt is in the building. Lucas Blythe was good. I see you.
Delano Steele.
Hey, so what Lucas Blythe is like, man, what y'all talking about, man? Theo Pinson's the MVP. Nah, bro, that ain't what we saying, man. You got to understand what we're saying. Take it in context.
Again,
these dudes play 72 games, bro, and they play them. They play 36 games in New York City, bro. You know what I'm saying? This ain't like. It's not like they play in Memphis City.
I'm going to say it again. Some Knicks fans just do not get it. They don't understand the concept.
Y'all don't understand the grind. Legit, one night, no lie. I was about to go live, right? I scheduled my live stream, did the thumbnail, put it out. and there was legit like 10 or 12 other Knicks content creators on YouTube live at the same time, bro. You don't get that in Detroit, Michigan. You don't get that in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, bro. You don't. You don't get that in Portland, Oregon, bro. You don't.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tone Wu. What's good? And what I'm saying is, it's a grinder, man. You need somebody. It's like in your crew. It's like me and Mr. Rocket. We hanging out. You know what I'm saying? And everywhere we go, it's like mad drama and beef all night. And then Cornerstone Kev, you know what I'm saying, meet us somewhere and he make us laugh for a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean we suckers. You know, it don't mean we suck. It just mean that you know what I'm saying, Cornerstone Kev came through and lightened up the mood.
And here's the running joke. And I wanted to let you know right now, Simeon is now my enemy because he had a running joke of my hat.
I heard it.
So I said, from now on, I'm gonna wear a different hat every time I go on and everything. So, right. but that's the running joke.
Sim was like, Kev, what are you doing with that dirty ass hat?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that's crazy. How you gonna call my man out on national TV?
I got it too.
But
what you're talking about of lightening up the mood. That's it right here. That's it.
I ain't talking about being silly all the time. I'm just saying, like me and Mr. Rocket go somewhere, right? We chilling, we fresh, like I normally be. I don't know about Mr. Rocket, but I go somewhere, I'm gonna be fly, right? I'll say Mr. Rocket gonna be fly too. I'm gonna give him credit, just you know what I'm saying, off whatever. Right. And we step out, and somebody step on both our shoe, right? Same dude step on both our shoe, right? Mr. Rocket like, Uncle Freezy, calm down. We know how you get. You can see Mr. Rocket right now, like, Uncle Freezy, calm down, man. Calm down. And then Eddie C is like, what's going on, man? And then Eddie C be like, yo, that dude been stepping on everybody's shoe. And then now y'all gotta physically restrain me because now I gotta go get him. You know what I'm saying? Who you think you playing with? And then Cornerstone Kev come through and he tell a joke and make everybody laugh. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's trying to release.
Yeah. That's Theo Pinson. Right, that's all it is, bro. I'm not saying Theo Pinson is you know what I'm saying, 6th man of the year. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we just need creamer in the coffee, bro.
Every person, every player on our team serves a purpose, and it just so happens that Theo Pinson is the one that makes you feel good, pretty much.
Right.
That's pretty much what it is there.
Yo, so CP the artist said, "Hey chat, I'm an egomaniac." What did he say? He said, "Hey chat, you can't afford real estate in my mind for me to care about your opinions on my take." So CP the artist is saying, "Hey y'all, I'm an egomaniac. I'm an egomaniac." Okay. I get it. I'm sorry, Mr. Rocket, for cutting you off, man.
Oh boy.
Nah, you good.
All right, so what about tomorrow night, man? What about tomorrow night? Reggie Bullock, I just want Reggie sticking Luka tomorrow night. That's all I want. That's all I want. Because if you're not going to use Frank, I want Reggie on Luka all night.
Man, how ridiculous is that dude to make that shot last night?
I don't know.
It's like, yo, it would have been such a perfect night. You know what I'm saying? Miami lost.
Yeah.
There was another team that lost. Charlotte lost. Dallas would have lost. How you make that shot? And you know what I do see, because I'm a dude that I look under the covers. You know what I'm saying? I look over what everybody, the details. You know what I'm saying? The devil's in the details, man. Everybody was dapping them up except for one specific dude. Kristaps
Porzingis with his hate. Yeah, I saw it.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all see that.
Yeah, I saw it.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
You know, he didn't even want the ball to go. He didn't even want that shot to be able to count. Like the first shot of him looking up, he was in. You know what I'm saying?
So you saying he was like CP the artist?
So sometimes, sometimes you gotta be careful what you ask for, man, because it might not be, the grass might not be greener on the other side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I've always said before, man, like I don't think Luka digs his style. You know what I'm saying? And Luka's the man. Like Luka, ain't nobody taking Luka's spot. You know what I'm saying? Like
nobody.
Porzingis is
You
easily
saw, hey, you
right
saw
now.
got rid of how they got DSJ out of there.
Yeah.
You saw that.
And I was thinking about that too, because I was like, yo, DSJ was getting too buddy with Obi, and we had to save Obi from that. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want Obi to fall into somewhere we don't want him to be at. We want him to be focused. You know what I mean? Maybe not for this year, maybe not for this playoff run, but for the years to come. We want him to be focused, and we want him to know what we want from him. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like his friendship personally. Not to say that I know DSJ at all. Not to say he's a bad guy. I don't want to go that route.
No.
But sometimes, again, like you look at the details and you check things out, and you be like, yo, maybe that's not the move. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's not the move, man. Like, why you think Ntilikina keeps staying around, man? Ntilikina's a good guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's the type of dude, like, you know what I'm saying? Your moms will let you out. Go hang out with that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
He was like, yo, moms, I'm going out with Frank. And she'd be like, all right, be careful.
Yeah,
So all those things count, man. And sometimes you gotta bust moves like that just to save your investments. And I saw that, going back to the Luka point, man. I see that in Chris Stapps.
Right.
I see that in Chris Stapps.
He with his. Hey, so shout out Karen Fung. What's good? What's good, Karen Fung? I see you.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Rick Pennington, what's good? We see y'all. L. Jordan. Rick V is in the building. What's good? What's good? Hey, but Eddie C, I understand your point, right? So here is something I have for you, right? Because I think I kind of understand how you think, man. So a few weeks ago, we were pulling the night shift, right? We were pulling night shift, and you were talking about some stuff, and there was so many people in the chat that we couldn't get into it. Because you know how, man, in a live chat, when you have like 8 people, 7, 8 people, you say something and 2 people overreact. They don't even listen, hear you out. You know what I'm saying? They overreact. And before I can answer your thing, 4 people talking, 2 people disagreeing with the other 2 people said. And before you know it, you get caught up in crossfire. Right?
Yeah.
That's why sometimes during the Knicks morning drive, if we get 5 people, I'll legit back out and then let people eat. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, a conversation with 6 people, but it logistics basically. So, hey, Teran Mosley, what's good? Hey, so I want to ask you this: what are your realistic potential outcomes for the end of the season, based on realistic performances by the vets and the youth?
That's
and
I
mean, realistic outcomes.
That's a good question.
And let me preface it while you think about it. I'm gonna just give me like 10 seconds to just preface it real quick. So, a realistic outcome or a realistic event that could shape the way you answer is RJ Barrett gets out of this slump before the end of the season.
It's only 2 games.
And Kev, I understand. Listen. So RJ Barrett can get out of this slump and find a level of consistency. So and that consistency is not going to be shooting 50% from 3. We know that's irregular, right? Right. RJ Barrett may improve his shot selection. How about we say it that way? And and not only will he improve his shot selection, but he also contributes more on the defensive end, like picking up his rebound rate, his assist totals, his steal totals, and things like that. What happens to the Knicks if that happens? And there were other hypotheticals in there too, that'll shape the question.
I'm gonna answer the last part of the question first, then I'll get back to what the beginning was. I think he's been a pretty above average player in every category, shooting the ball, scoring the ball, rebounding the ball. Where I think he's lacked and where I'm surprised that he's lacked is in his playmaking ability. Because when he came out of Duke, he was always like a secondary ball handler. And I think he's just taken such a back seat to Randle's playmaking, where it's down his playmaking ability. And I would like for that to develop a little more and to be better, because we're going to need his playmaking when we get to the playoffs.
Right.
Those drives to the lanes, they're going to get clogged up, and he's going to need to be able to know that, drive to the lane, and kick out a little bit more and set up his teammates a little bit more. If there's a caveat, that could also mean the absence of Mitchell Robinson has helped in his playmaking abilities going down a little bit. Okay.
Right.
So that's RJ. Again, I've been a little bit disappointed in his playmaking ability, and I think that's something that he can work on and get better at. Just better the team overall. To your first point, that's a difficult question because, to be honest, the Knicks have been such a Jekyll and Hyde team this year, where they play well in spurts and then they digress, and then you see all the bad things come to light, and then they right now they're on an uptick. You know what I'm saying? And we see all the good things, right? So the answer to the question can vary depending on where we at.
Right.
Are we at the beginning of the season where we were playing bad? Are we at the second breath of the season where we were playing okay? Are we now getting into our groove where it's like, yo, myself included, we're like, yo, we can beat everybody. We can take everybody in a series from the 4th seed down. You know what I'm saying? The only people that I really respect and I say to myself, this is going to be hard to do is the top 3 teams.
Yeah.
But besides that, everybody's fair game to me. From the 4th seed down, everybody's fair game to me. Boston Celtics being the honorable mention there, where I know they're a good team, they're just not playing well, right? So again, that's a very difficult question to ask. But my expectation of, again, like, I don't like to predict. That's not my thing. I leave the predictions to everybody else.
Vegas.
But I would love to get a top 6 seed. I really would not like to be in that play-in tournament. I would like to have a top 6 seed.
Yes.
And play well against whoever it is that we're up against. You know what I'm saying? That's my expectation. If we're able to get 2 wins in a playoff race, I'm satisfied with what we've done this year and how we've developed this team this year. And I would say that if we do that, that we're ahead of schedule.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Schedule.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. You want to go, Rocket?
Yeah, you go ahead, Kev.
Okay. All right. I agree a lot of what my man said. For me, I just want us to. I would love for us to get back to 4. I would love for us to get back to 4. If it doesn't happen, I see us probably going no lower than 6, because the way they're playing, it just seems like everybody's on sync now. We've won 2 close games, and we've won 4 straight. So that tells me that it seems like we're in sync with each other. We know who our point getters are, and we're buying into what Tibbs is saying. This is the most complete I've seen us in a while, aside from not having Mitchell Robinson. And it's only you only wonder if we would have had some of these players in the beginning of the season and didn't have your DSJs or your Austin Rivers. If we didn't have these guys, what our season could have looked like. Because I do agree. I'm really not afraid of anyone. I'm not afraid of Brooklyn. I'm not afraid of Philly. I'm not afraid of Milwaukee. And the other two that I'm not afraid of is Miami and Boston.
So you ain't afraid of nobody.
I'm not afraid of anyone.
Right.
I'm not afraid of anyone. So with that being said, I just would love for us a deep playoff run. If we make a deep playoff run, and what I mean that is let's say we get to the Eastern Conference.
Quiet money was good. Nickel for life was good.
If we get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and you're still not happy, there's a problem with you.
Well, Kev, the question was that I posed to Eddie C was if you look at the variables, do we have predictable outcomes for the end of the season? Like, what is it?
think we have predictable outcomes. No, I do not. So what I'm saying is I'm going to enjoy this ride and let it take me where it's going, because I only see us going on an uphill trajectory. I only see us going up. We're on sync right now. Right now, we're in sync with each other on the offensive end and on the defensive end. We're in sync with what Tibbs is trying to get us to do.
Well, no, okay. So here's a predictable outcome based on some of the variables that we've seen. So I think since Julius Randle was an all-star,
yeah.
So my predictable outcome for his season is that he won't make any of the All NBA teams.
That he won't?
He won't. He will not.
Why not?
Because I don't think he's a top 15 player. Yeah, I think. Let me phrase it. Let me phrase it differently. I think he's a top. I think he's having a top 15 season. But I think with the postseason awards are based on reputation. So while he's having a top 15 NBA season, I don't think he'll make the first, second, or third team All NBA. Right? And the reason why I say that is not because he didn't have a great year. I think it's because his name is Julius Randle and voting for Knicks. And y'all know this because y'all saw how RJ Barrett was snubbed, how Emmanuel Quickley was snubbed. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the national media likes to vote for New York Knicks.
Okay, so let me put you on the spot. Give me your first All NBA team. Give me your first one.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I would go
shaky right now.
Right, and a lot of these players miss time.
Yes, exactly.
But I would right now I would go with Harden.
Okay.
Steph Curry.
Okay.
Definitely.
Over Dame Lillard. I would go with Steph Curry over Dame Lillard, okay. even though these seasons are similar.
Okay.
At forward, I would go with Giannis.
Okay.
LeBron and Jokic.
Okay. And Jokic. Okay. Who's your second?
Oh, geez. I don't have no paper. So I would go Lillard.
Right. Boom. Right there.
Donovan Mitchell.
There. Okay, Donovan. Okay.
Donovan Mitchell.
So those are your two guards.
Those the forwards, I would say Kawhi and Paul George. Yeah, he's balling right now. He's probably playing better than Kawhi.
Better than Randle? Case closed.
But Kev, you're asking you as a Knicks fan are asking a Knicks fan about Julius Randle making the All NBA team. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is every opportunity. But at every opportunity the national media gets to snub a Knick, they do it. Emmanuel Quickley didn't even make the rookie showcase game for All-Star break.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Is Ben Simmons considered a forward?
I think he's a guard.
Yeah, I think he's more of a
guard. I think, but him and Joel Embiid would be on the third team for sure. Him and Joel Embiid.
Is there a third team?
Yeah, there's
yeah.
I'm sorry. I know I'm a Knicks fan. I know I'm biased, but the way Randle has played,
Kev, you wrong.
Third.
He's got to go through it 1 year. And then next year, if he has the resemblance of the same year he's had this year, hopefully better, he'll be on there.
Right.
if he doesn't, will he be an honorable mention?
Oh, for sure. I think
Right.
he has to be. He has to be solely on the winning record at the moment that we have, and hopefully, if we're a 1 game or 2 games above 500, being that we were supposed to be, you know, bottom dwellers,
Right.
the cap,
He doesn't
our
get
salary
emotional.
cap,
If
a
he
bunch
doesn't
of
get
things, you
emotional,
know, a first-year coach, you know, everybody is in the running. Everybody on our team is in the running for different types of awards. I think
Right.
he'll probably get most improved player of the year.
That's exactly what I was going to ask.
Well, I mean, but I'm sorry, Rocky. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Rocky.
I said most improved player.
Yeah, and so, oh man, y'all must have conjured up the man.
Oh! That's my man. That's my dude. That's my dude.
What's good,
That's my
baby?
dude. That's right. Put that up. And I'm not talking
good?
this. I'm talking this right here.
Hey, Ron, can you look over? Can you see what's over my shoulder? You see this right here? Look, you see this right here? See this up and down? Hey, you see what's behind that on the table?
Oh yeah.
You see what that is, Kev?
Yeah, I see what it is, brother. I see what it is. I see what it is. Yes.
The teddy bear went in our closet and put on the man shirt.
I noticed that. I kept looking. I'm like, that look like Ron's thing, man.
Yeah, and so the thing is, the deal is with it is I wanted to showcase it for every show, and I didn't know how to do it. So I wanted to be up so every time I come on, so people can see it. I got some Blorange Tear swag coming too. I think I might do something similar.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so every show when people see me, they'll see Ron joint back there. So you know what I'm saying? That was Ron didn't know I was gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? But you
appreciate that.
Yeah, man. We gotta show the love. But listen, I just had asked Eddie C the hardest question I ever asked somebody on one of the live streams. I'm gonna ask it again, just so that you can be involved and maybe potentially get on the answering of the question, because it's multi-layered. Because a lot of times, man, we get on the live stream and we ask these these easy questions, and people hear the question and then they just go at it and go ham, right? But we don't ask, these thinker questions, because a lot of times, sometimes it's just boring to hear the answer. But I want to know the answer to the question, right? So I asked Eddie C, and I have to preface it, right? Because Eddie C is legit a thinker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you ask, he's like Anthony D. Like when you have to challenge him with something, you know what I'm saying? And in order for him to get into his bag. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be like, well, Elmer Payne can't shoot. Right. So I asked Eddie C. And Eddie C, I didn't mean no disrespect by this now. This is out of mad respect for the way that you answer. So Ron, I said, based on what you see this year, right? Based on what you've seen this year from the vets and the young guys, do you see any discernible or predictable outcomes that may vary from what you've seen so far this season? Like do you see, because we're winding down, like what do we have, like what, 16 games left?
16
with 16 games left. What potential outcomes to the end of the season do you see happening to this team? Before you jumped on, we had a debate about Julius Randle not making an All NBA team as one outcome, one potential outcome for the end of the season. I'm gonna go use the restroom while y'all chop it up about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Hey, shout out to everybody, man.
Shout out, man.
Rockstar.
You on that bike? You on that bike?
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah, man.
Rockstar, what's going on with your partner, man? Been a minute, man. Good to see all is good with you. My man Eddie, likewise. Cornerstone. Hey, we missed you last night, boy.
I know.
They had me rolling messing with you last night.
I know they did, man. Hey, you see the hat I got now?
It's our first 4-game winning streak. So, congratulations to the Knicks.
Yeah,
that
man.
Showed we could sweep a team like that. That's that. Cornerstone right there.
Yeah. So before I go in, man, hey, everybody that's listening, make sure you subscribe to my man Uncle Freezy show. Hey, I got to be a little subdued. The wifey working from home now, so I can't blow up like I want to right now. I normally do.
I know what you meant. You know, we right here. We right here.
So you know I'm normally more vocal in this, but yeah, man. So shout out to everybody, man. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. The Knicks Morning Drive. You need that morning fix Knicks. This is where you're coming to. You ain't getting it from the majors. Stop playing. You know what I mean? Playtime is over. But to answer Freezy's question, like what I see happening, wasn't that the question?
Yeah, what's your like predictability, you know, towards the end of the season and even in the playoffs, would you say?
I tell you right now with this team, what I'm seeing is we're peaking at the right time. We're peaking at the right time. And it's a beautiful thing to watch. And I really believe we about to win at least 9 in a row before we take our next loss. I think we're gonna win 9 in a row, and I think we're gonna finish anywhere from. I think we're gonna finish in either 5 or 6 spot to end the season. That's what I see happening because our defense is just too good. We suffocate teams, man. And when you suffocate teams on the defensive end, it's gonna be a long night. And especially a team that's offensively driven, those teams are gonna get frustrated because they can't do what they normally do against other teams.
Right. You don't see us trying to push up to 4?
I don't. 4 is kind of a stretch for me.
Okay.
And the only reason why I say that is because looking at Atlanta, I know we can beat them, but Atlanta got better coaching now. That's the only difference with that team. It's the same thing that happened with us. The same exact thing that happened with us. They got rid of their coach, and look how that team is playing ball. If they would have kept their old coach, they wouldn't be in that spot.
No.
But you know what I'm going to say? You know what I'm going to say to that, though? Karma is a bitch. Karma is a bitch because they did that boy Lloyd Pierce dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't do that. You don't do that. The guy's been there, and all of a sudden, you know, your assistant coach.
Yo, hey, Eddie C, let me say something real quick. Hey, I'm gonna ask everybody this. When my man Ron Cleveland is on, I'm gonna ask y'all to keep y'all language squeaky clean. No disrespect to nobody.
That's like a form of. That's like, you know, that's a saying. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
I wanted to drive that point because.
Eddie, I don't feel disrespected by. I'm saying when my man Ron is on.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I just want to make sure it be straight. Y'all go ahead though.
I get what you're saying, bro. But I think that was done. That wasn't done the right way. Being that everybody knows McMillan is a good coach. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows McMillan is a good coach. I don't know what could have happened. What could have happened with Indiana Pacers? It could have been like different coaching philosophy differences, or personality differences between them and the front office. Okay, because he was doing a hell of a job with Indiana, and then all of a sudden he was out, and then he was slid into Atlanta, and then 30 games into the season, Lloyd Pierce gets fired. So I give you what you said. That point is 100% correct. He's a better coach. They're a better team for it. But I just think that those types of things come back to haunt you. And I would love to face Atlanta in the playoffs. I think we got something for them. I think we got something for them.
We could definitely beat Atlanta. But I tell you this, it's going to be a lot tougher with Nate McMillan because he's a competent coach. And no slight to the other guy, but we had their number. With him, we had their number, but I tell you this, I hear what you're saying about karma. Now, are you saying karma for Indiana? Because for Atlanta, it was a great move to move on from that guy. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. That's why they brought. Let's be real. Let's just think about this. Anytime that teams assemble a coaching staff, that second coach the assistant coach, is typically there as a fallback plan, as a contingency plan, in case the head man screws up, for them to move in a different direction and for that thing to keep moving. And when I saw Nick McMillan on the bench, I already knew it.
Yeah.
I said he's there in case dude messed this up, because Atlanta went out and spent money on that team this season. They was expecting to go to the playoffs, and they were underperforming. So you see, their vision was right in what they did. They just had the wrong captain steering the ship, and now that team is solidified, man. But so far as Indiana, what happened with Indiana is the same thing that happened with most organizations. They don't realize when they got something good and they mess it up. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't the problem there. It was Paul George.
Yeah.
And the pieces around him. You know what I mean? Paul had them been there too long. Paul had that injury, never was the same. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, that's all that happened with them. They could have stayed with McMillan, man.
Right.
I wouldn't have had a problem. If you telling me if we had a guy that constantly got my team in the playoffs, I'm going to move on from him? Nah. It's hard to get in the playoffs, man. It ain't easy.
You could say the same thing about Brooklyn as well. They hired Nash, but also hired
D'Antoni.
D'Antoni. So if Nash was going to fall, on his face, within the first half of the season, or the full season, they don't make it next year. D'Antoni could move right in.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the Knicks have the same dynamic. The Knicks have the same dynamic with Johnny Bryant and Tibbs.
Yeah, but with Tibbs,
the thing is, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I just felt some type of way about the way Atlanta went about and did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I agree with you 100%, Ron. Like, I see him on the other side of the floor, and I'm like, damn, like, he's a player. You know what I'm saying? He's somebody that you got to account for. You know what I mean?
And then
you say it a bunch of times. You say it a bunch of times on your show. The best player that the Knicks acquired this year, or the best acquired thing that they had this year, was Tom Thibodeau.
Absolutely.
So I salute that thinking and I salute that way of doing. But it was just something about the way that they went about, the Lloyd Pierce firing and the
petty.
It wasn't even. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It wasn't even the Atlanta organization. It was CP the artist. CP the artist legit said he was in the grocery store, or he was at an art thing, an art function.
Yeah.
And Lloyd Pierce was there, and he was like, "Yo, they're gonna coach to the Atlanta Hawks." And so CP the artist walks up to him and is like, and y'all know CP the artist is like 6'6", like 200 pounds. He like, hey, coach, I got a few more games left in me. You know what I'm saying? Give me a chance. And no lie, the next day, Lloyd Pierce is fired. No lie. The next day, Lloyd Pierce is canned. See, no, listen.
How do you say that?
CP the artist. Hey, and if y'all think I'm lying, listen. Go back to the show. The day before Lloyd Pierce was fired, CP the artist came on the Knicks Morning Drive and said, "Hey man, I ran into Lloyd Pierce at an art function, and we talked for a few minutes." The next day, the Atlanta Hawks were introducing Nick McMillan as a head coach.
The kiss of death.
The KOD. and so if you like your if you like your job, and you see CP the artist walk through the door,
walk the other way. Walk the other way.
So what I also want to say though is in fairness to Lloyd Pierce, though, man. In fairness to Lloyd Pierce, that team was not ready to win.
No.
And a bunch of those guys that they signed were hurt. They signed Rondo. Rondo was beefing and was hurt. Bogdanovich was hurt. Gallinari was hurt.
They had Rondo too at the time, right?
Right.
You could probably say that the trade of Rondo is what's helped this team the cohesion of this team and why they look like they're a better team now.
By getting him out of the way. Yep.
Because he was just too strong of a personality for them. And he just fits better in Clipperland.
With seasoned veterans. You put Rondo around seasoned veterans, not young veterans.
I'm gonna tell you what Rondo is. Rondo is a head coach on the floor, and that don't rub everybody the right way. Same thing with CP. Same thing with CP3. Head coach on the floor. Everybody can't play with a head coach on the floor. You know what I mean? It ain't built for everybody.
Ty Lue looked like he's one that needs that, right? Like he can't coach without that.
Exactly. LeBron James, case in point, was his coach on the floor. You know what I mean?
So why didn't they go after him? Why didn't the Clippers go after him hard? Because he went to Atlanta as a free agent, right?
They wanted him initially. They tried to get him initially.
Let me acknowledge this.
He wanted the bag.
Right. So White Falcon 44. Thank you for looking out for the cookout. He said, would you trade RJ and try to get Lonzo and Ingram?
Oh, don't tell that to Ron.
let me get that one. And White Falcon, my dude. Shout out to White Falcon. White Falcon already know what I'm getting ready to say. Don't talk to me about trading RJ.
I told you.
Don't talk to me about trading RJ.
I told him.
Oh my goodness. No, that was coming.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, man.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't let that game cloud your judgment.
Exactly.
Don't let that game, I repeat, cloud your judgment.
You know what it is too?
I will, and I'm gonna kick it right back to you. To you. That game, it didn't surprise me that RJ played like that. RJ wanted that game real bad. He tried too hard.
Right.
And that's why I knew, I said, whatever the outcome is, if it's bad or it's good, I'm gonna live with it. But I know if it's bad, I know why. He's playing against his college teammate and friend.
Right.
He wanted to win that game. So don't let that one game cloud your judgment of the body of work for RJ, man. The kid is 20 years old and improving right before our eyes. And I said it on my show, and I'm gonna say it here. What we're looking at, RJ is going to be the next two-way player in this game. There's not too many two-way players in the game. That's RJ's. That's what he's looking like he's going to be. And everything that I see from him, Freezy, you know who the kid remind me of, man? And we always talk about D-Wade and these other guys. Right. The guy remind me of Kawhi Leonard. Why I say that? Kawhi Leonard, zipped up tight, don't talk much. Same thing with RJ.
Right.
The ability to play defense, RJ can play defense. The ability to put points on the board, RJ can put points on the board. RJ ain't flashy. You know what I mean? Kawhi, not flashy. So the thing is, just be patient. But we ain't talking about flying RJ out of town. We'll talk about some other people flying out of town one day. But today is not the day to talk about
And Ron, Ron, here's the other thing. He's ours. He's nobody else's. He's ours.
There's something that I want to say too about, I want to shout him out, because he gave us the super chat and stuff. But I'm gonna challenge you guys to be more critical thinkers, man. Like, first of all, you guys think it's like so easy to trade people. Like, oh, I'm just gonna put it's as easy as typing down their names on the keyboard. It's not that easy. I mean, look at again. I'm gonna try to challenge you guys in the chat to be more critical thinkers and think about what you're writing before you put it down on the chat.
Right.
You're trading Ingram, who's getting around $30 million a year, and you're trading Lonzo Ball, who's going to be a restricted free agent, who's going to be worth another 20, let's say, on the high end. That's $58,000. That's $58,000 for two players. RJ only makes about 9, 10.
Right. You got to make salaries match.
You got to make salaries match. We have to have enough money under the cap to make that even possible. You understand what I'm saying? So you guys got to be careful with, I want to trade this for this guy. I want to trade this for this guy. I mean, I'm the last person that I want to hear about, unless it's a trade that is a smart trade where you say to yourself, is this other team really going to do this trade? Is this good for both players, for both parties? Like, come on, guys, you gotta be better at what you're posing out there in the chats and what you want to trade for and what you want to do this, and especially now that we're playing so well, it's like you got to know when to say these things, man.
Right. And so
the trading season is over with.
Right.
And Ingram, they're not going to trade Ingram at all.
Right.
So that's a done deal. That ain't even a starter. They're not trading Ingram for RJ.
Right. And
they're not
so,
doing that.
And right. And so here's another thing I wanted to. So the question I asked Eddie C was so in depth. Like, I was legit saving this question. Like, I had it, like, took a mental note. Like, when I get AD or Eddie C on, I'm gonna ask him this question. And the reason why I want to ask it is because the answers are so wide ranging. Like, so just to to restate, like, what are the predictable outcomes for the vets and the young guys, or what do you think are discernible outcomes for the end of the season, right? And so one of the things I want to talk to y'all about is this. How about RJ Barrett shooting 40% from three? Is that something that we can see for this season? Is that legit attainable in your eyes with 16 games left to go in the season? And RJ shooting 37.7% right now.
That's tough, man. I don't see it happening. I mean, because I really don't. Not because he's not a good shooter, not because he's gonna go on these, because he goes on these hot streaks. You know, he goes on these 3 for 3 days. He goes on these 3 for 4. You know what I'm saying? But then he also goes through these 2-game slumps where he doesn't hit the back of a barn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think he's going to have another one of these slumps, and he's going to break out of it against Dallas. He already went through his 2-game slump because these are patterns. Right. And these are patterns that have been formed throughout the season where he plays well for about 2 weeks. Then he has two down games, really, really down games.
Right.
Then he jumps back up. You know what I'm saying? So we've seen this from RJ. So we know he's going to come back. He's not the type of player that's going to be down on himself and, like, oh, I played poorly, this and that. No, he's going to come back and he's going to be regular old RJ and play up to his potential. But the 3-point, the 40, and you can say 37.7, you can say 2.3% is not a lot. But in all actuality, it is a lot. Right. I mean, those 2 points percentages is a hell of a lot. So I'm going to say under. But it's not a foregone conclusion that he won't get there. You get me?
Yeah, right. And so I'm asking, like, for an outcome that you might see at the end of the season. Like for instance, I thought you were gonna say that a predictable outcome for the end of the season, based on what we've seen from the vets and the young guys, is that the Knicks are going to finish 9th and lose the play-in game, and our season will be over just like that.
Nah, that's not me.
I don't see it happening.
I'm more of an optimist than a pessimist.
Exactly.
I'm more of an optimist than a pessimist, but sometimes I keep it close to the vest. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So Cornerstone Kev, but do you have a discernible outcome, something that you've seen this season that you can predict that's going to happen at the end of the season based on the performances from the young guys and the vets?
I can't. The reason why I say that is I tried predicting stuff before and it doesn't happen. So to your point,
you're saying you saying Julius Randle is going to be most improved player is not an accurate statement made by you 35 minutes ago.
I think he will get most improved.
That's what you said 35 minutes ago.
Okay, all right. Let me go this.
I want to show you guys this, but I can't. Do you know how you can flip the camera on this? Like you can't flip the camera, huh?
Yeah.
No?
I believe that that he will get most improved. I definitely believe. I feel strongly about this one. I definitely believe that Tibbs will get Coach of the Year. I definitely believe that.
So right now he's got 33-1 odds to be NBA Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
Can y'all see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I think he'll get.
What kind of dog is that?
I told you, man. I used to breed these mini bullies. I gotta go take her out for a walk now, man. So I gotta bounce.
Okay.
But I breed these like 10-inch bullies, man. And she was the best bully that I had.
Right.
You know, so I just kept her. You know, she was my man. I couldn't flip the camera so you could see her better.
Right.
But you know, she was like the best out of the bunch, and I kept her. I got her sons and other with my friends in them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's better if you know they get their one-on-one time. You know, with the families and stuff.
Right.
But I wanted you guys to check her out.
Yeah, she's beautiful, bro. Yeah, she's beautiful.
But you can't really see her like that.
There she go. Yeah, there she is. She beautiful, man.
Yeah,
Hey, Lawrence Mabry would be crying right now. You know he loves pets.
LT
would be.
I just wanted you to see how small she is, like her structure and how small she is. You know what I'm saying? They don't make too many of these bullies like that, man. And I'm over here in Costa Rica with this sauce. You know, and I was doing my thing, but you know, certain things happen here and there where I had to let it go.
Right.
You know, but I can still do some breedings and stuff, but I just keep it chills right now, man. But
right.
Yeah, man, she's solid, bro. She's like top notch, miniature bull.
Check out.
Comes from great bloodline, the Yagi bloodline. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but yeah, man, she's it. So I'm gonna let y'all guys go because she was barking at me, man. She had to.
She was like, "Dog, why you gossiping? Go outside. Take me outside.
Why you talking so much? And I need to go pee."
Right.
You know
exactly.
So I'm like, yo, let me take her out right quick, and and let y'all see how she looks and stuff. But I'm out, man. This is Costa Rica, by the way.
Oh wow. I heard Costa Rica is beautiful, bro.
Over here, the mountains and stuff.
Yeah. I heard Costa Rica is beautiful.
So yeah, man. Yeah, it is, bro. So I'll check y'all out, man. Let me handle my business here, and it was great chatting with y'all today, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'll be on the next step.
All right. Hey, it was good seeing you, boss.
You too, man.
All right. So I asked the question: the discernible outcomes. What are we gonna do? You know, what are we gonna do in terms of how the season play out? Basically, what I asked is. Basically, I use fancy words to say, how do you predict the season playing itself out? Not including just the standings, but everything. Like, how do you see the season ending? Right? Yo, I saw that. Hey, LaMarcus Aldridge did retire. I just saw that. Hey, Ron, you saw that? LaMarcus Aldridge retired.
He retired?
Yeah, heart issue.
Wow.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, I remember he was having those issues early in his career, remember?
Right.
Man, never want to hear that.
Nah, man, you know, because I'm a person with a heart issue, right? I have a heart deformity, right? I have this thing called supraventricular tachycardia, right? It's SVT,
Okay.
right? And so what happened basically with me is I have four valves and 5 stems, right? So it gives me a regular heartbeat occasionally. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just be sitting here, and then my heart will get out of rhythm, and then it'll speed itself up to try to get back in rhythm. And before you know it, my heartbeats per minute is like 180, 190, which is ridiculous for a human being. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm exercising, but I'm sitting still, not doing a thing. So I understand what it is with you know what I'm saying, with people, bro, in a heart conditions, man. So just hope that man can you know what I'm saying, find peace after retirement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and also maybe it means that Brooklyn is not impenetrable after all.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what that means.
Well, I didn't think they was that way anyway, because I think their biggest Achilles heel is still defense.
Still
And
defense.
D'Antoni blueprint shows you can get there, but it ain't going it ain't gonna take you there. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can get to the playoffs, but taking you to the championship is a whole different ballgame.
Right.
Taking you and winning the whole thing.
Yep. You can get to the prom. That don't mean you're gonna be prom queen and king.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So they messed that roster up, really. They were in a position to have that thing rolling for a long time. They went for the quick fix, man. And it wasn't no need for a fix.
Right.
Because that team was trending in the right direction. Bunch of young players loving to play. When you looked at that Brooklyn team is what we are now. Them guys loved to play together last year.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was a foolish decision that I thought of, because you don't mess up something that's working. Same thing with us. I understood why they didn't blow our team up.
Right.
That would have, even bringing in a Drummond when everybody was clamoring for Drummond, those who were,
right.
They were worried about the chemistry, and rightfully so. So
right.
Hey, it is what it is, man. LaMarcus Aldridge, man, I'll wish him well in his endeavors. You know what I mean? But one thing it tells me too is a smart move by him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Basketball, you can find other ways to enjoy basketball than having to be on the court if your body won't allow it. And some players keep being out there knowing they got them kind of issues like that and still want to play. Case in point, a guy that was with the Boston Celtics hit to even bring his name up, man. I hated that because, all reports was that he knew about the situation.
Right.
If that is true, because so many things were said about it. But the one thing I know, we lost a great one when we lost him.
You remember Hank Gathers?
He was another one. Yeah, man, Hank, man. Big Bank Hank. Yeah, how could I forget him and
the modern big man, bro. 6'11", can handle the ball, can shoot the three.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, man.
Bo Kimball was a beast.
Right. Bo Kimball played for us. Remember Bo Kimball? I think we drafted Bo Kimball.
Yeah. Bo Kimball was tough, and then Hank Gathers, man. Hank Gathers he was gonna be a tough one in the league, man.
Yeah, man. Because he's 6'11", super athletic,
and could run
the ball. And yes, man.
Run the floor, dunk. It wasn't nothing he couldn't do on the floor.
That dude was doing Chris Bosh stuff before we even knew who Chris Bosh was. Before we even thought about Chris Bosh.
Hey, Freezy, you know who his game reminded me of? But not to that extreme. But he reminded me a lot of Len Bias.
Wow.
He reminded me a lot of Len Bias, and I remember watching Loyola Marymount, man.
Yeah, man.
He reminded me a lot of them.
Yep. And then those dudes was passing away back to back to back. Like Len Bias, Hank Gathers, Reggie Lewis.
Yep.
He's like, oh man. Yeah, man.
They come in threes when stuff like that happens.
Yeah, man.
Unfortunately.
Hey, so I want to throw out one of the discernible, predictable outcomes for the season based on what we're seeing right now. Right. I promise you this.
My Lord.
The Knicks are going to, this offseason, are going to, priority number one for them is going to be finding the point guard of the future.
Absolutely.
To me, based on how last season went with Elfrid Payton, and the season before that with Trey Burks, Frank Ntilikina, and Emmanuel Mudiay, and then this year with what we was getting from point guard, bro. I honestly think it would be criminally negligent for them not to invest in the point guard of the future. And I think that's what I think that's going to be their priority this offseason. AD, what's good?
Good morning, fellas. What's going on?
Good morning. Good morning.
And hey, what's up? Hey,
Uncle Ron, I see you getting the workout in. That's what's good. You know what I'm saying? I see G-Men for life in that Giants cave that you got there. You hold that, my guy. Hold that. Hold that. Oh, crazy.
What's good?
What's good? Now I've been listening. I just chopped in on. Did you say that you think the Nets are gonna get a point guard?
No.
The Knicks.
No.
Oh, Knicks. Oh, okay.
No. The question I posed, and I'm glad you're here, because this is a perfect question for somebody like yourself, and I mean that in a respectful way. So I asked a multi-layered thinker's question. Right, like I get tired of asking, who should play shooting guard for the Knicks? You know what I'm saying? Should we trade for Bradley Beal? You know what I'm saying? At this point in the season, you have to ask questions with the more gravity to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so I asked Eddie C, who is a thinker, right? I asked Eddie C this. I said, Eddie C, based on what you've seen this season, from the young guys and the vets, name me a predictable outcome for the end of the season. A predictable outcome. You tell me what you think is going to happen based on what you've seen throughout the season, right? Not storylines and narratives, but I'm talking about based on the facts that you've seen this offseason. You tell me what's going to happen at the end of the season, right? So Cornerstone Kev, just as an example, Cornerstone Kev said, "No, man, I'm not gonna do a prediction, but I will tell you this: Tom Thibodeau is gonna be named Coach of the Year." So
that's like, a prediction.
Kev, that's a prediction at the end of the year. What are you talking about?
Shout out to Cornerstone.
Yeah, shout out to Cornerstone. I think he missed what I was saying. Like, based on what you saw this year, tell me something that you feel like is going to happen at the end of the season. Just
you mean in the off season?
No, at the end of the season.
At the end of this season. Okay. Right. I see us in the playoffs. I see us, either a game 6-7 first round exit, or game 6-7 second round exit.
Okay.
I definitely see us just being tough, because it goes back to thinking that we don't have enough. We just don't have enough to be able to sustain, droughts.
Right.
And I'm just talking about just flat shooting, just flat out shooting. Not talking about anybody spectacular, or if you could have got a star here or a star there. I'm just talking about just when you need, that jump shot just to quell things down, just based on that. But tough. But I could see us surprising people as well.
Mm-hmm.
My overall gut is telling me, a tough game 7, first round, same thing, maybe a game 6 second round, something like that. Right. But just staying tough with it.
Right.
And by the way, we did not draft Bo Kimball. The Clippers drafted Bo Kimball. We got Bo Kimball in a trade like 2 years later after he got drafted.
Okay, so who did we trade to the Clippers for?
He was in the Charles Smith trade, if I remember correctly.
So he came with Charles Smith.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a big, because remember, the principal players in that trade was Mark Jackson for Charles Smith.
Was it Mark Jackson? I thought it was Doc Rivers. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I trust you. Okay.
Doc came over. Doc was like, an afterthought as well. It was Doc, Bo. There was a few players.
Okay.
That that moved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
I got you.
I tell you what, AD. My gut instinct, man, for us, I think we will make it to the second round. I think we're gonna make it to the second round.
Hey, Ron,
our defense is good enough to knock somebody out in the first round, and we're the team nobody wants to play, man. We're the draw that nobody wants. You know, in every conference, there's always one team.
Right.
We're that team in the East. Nobody wants to play us.
Right.
I think so. You know, I agree with you, but the one thing that I wish I would see more out of this team is a bit more villainous attitude. You know, I look at the guys after the game. I don't just turn away because I want to hear the post-game comments before if I jump on, to listen to, podcast shows and so forth. And the buddyisms just drive me crazy because in my world, where I'm from, from watching basketball and so forth, in the playoffs, you drive a stake through somebody's heart and you don't care. You don't care if you ruin someone's summer. You know what I'm saying? You just don't care. And I don't know, can you, after a tough game 1, game 2, can you still hang around with a guy and yuck it up, and you went to the same college and you're pounding? Well, I can't see that.
I don't like it neither. I tell you, the only team that you can see that with, and for obvious reasons, is when we play Brooklyn. You know what I mean? You can feel where is an obvious dislike by both teams to each other.
Right.
Other than that, I agree with you too. We smile too much with the opponents, man. The other team. I ain't smiling with you. I'm trying to beat you. You in my way. You trying to take what I'm trying to get. You trying to take food off my table, man. I'm gonna get you up out of here.
That's a major difference between the NBA that we're looking at right now versus what we played back in the day. Because you think about them rivalries that the Knicks used to have back in the day against Detroit, Indiana. When they came to the Garden and we went to their place, it was going to be a game. It's going to be grimy. It's going to be, it's going to be gutter. And we coming in there for one reason. We coming to get this W, period.
G-Man, you remember back in the early 80s how the Sixers used to bully us?
Oh, yes.
You remember that? They used to legit put the Timmy on the Knicks in the early 80s. We were soft, bro. The Knicks. People look at the Knicks as a franchise that, oh man, the 90s Knicks, man, we were so tough. Bro, in the early 80s, the Celtics and the Sixers used to bully us. I remember when Bill Laimbeer played for Cleveland. Bill Laimbeer used to play for Cleveland, right? Before he got to the Pistons.
He did.
This dude, man, legit came across our point guard head, and I thought he decapitated him, right? They kick him out of the game, and he was like, so what? You kick me out the game, I'm still getting paid.
That's right.
And the players on the Knicks and they gold chains and they Rolls Royces and they mint coats. Ain't nobody even said nothing to Bill Laimbeer. That's the era. Like, if you ask me the era of Knicks basketball that I hate, it is not this era, right? It's not this era because we just can't figure it out right now. Yeah, we just got more questions than answers right now. In the 80s, when we had like the highest payroll, and cats like Marvin Webster used to come in with his nice herringbone necklace, you know what I'm saying, getting paid all these millions of dollars, and he come in the game, he got 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 blocks, and after the game, he like, yo, did you see my 4 blocks? Bro, man, if you don't get
R.I.P. Rest in peace. Rest
in peace, Marvin, the human eraser Webster. Because you remember the Sports Illustrated cover he was on when he signed with us? You remember that? He was on the corner of Sports Illustrated, bro.
It was a big deal. It was a big deal, Marvin Webster. There was, I think our worst era is the Doliak. Don Chaney, right after we traded Sprewell and Camby.
Well, don't make me cry.
Shandon Anderson.
Don't make me cry.
Yeah, Howard Osley.
Oh boy, the Howard. I remember my brother one year. We were in South Beach and we were, Memorial Day weekend, we're hanging out or whatever. So someone goes, "There's Shannon Anderson and Howard Isley." My brother, who has no filter, said, "What? Them mugs suck." I mean, loud enough to where they could hear it. And he went on a tangent. I'm like, hey, calm down. We out here to look at the girls in the bikinis right now. We're not here to get into a Knick confrontation right now. But that era right there, that era was hard to watch.
I think that might have been the worst. That might have been the worst.
I don't know. I feel you on the era.
Second is the Eddie Curry era. Second is that Eddie Curry team. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And you talk about the Jalen Rose, Penny Hardaway, Steve Francis.
Yes.
Over the hill, over the hill. Retirement home team.
Oh yes. And because that was the era when they developed that Friday Night Knicks song. And I swear to you, from that moment on, we might have won like one Friday night for like 3 years.
Right.
Yes, we couldn't win a Friday night game.
Oh my
to
God.
save our lives. Like, oh my God. What?
And New Jersey was good at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah. That was salt on the wounds.
That's great. I mean, we done been through some bad times, right? And I think that's what makes this stretch that we're going through right now that much more enjoyable. Because for a long time, I kind of attribute this to people being in bad relationships, right? So if you're in a relationship and you come in the house every day, you don't talk, it's just that discontent and disconnect. That's what the Knicks have been for so long. So when something comes by your face and it feels good, it looks good, it smells good, you're still kind of apprehensive to go out and touch it, right? Because you don't believe it's real. You don't believe it because that's not something you're used to. Think about this, right? You take somebody, and I always say this: you take somebody that's been, in a lower income bracket, living in a low income housing or whatever the case may be, not really living paycheck to paycheck, struggling to put food on the table, and then one day, all of a sudden, whoever the breadwinner is in the house, they get a good paying job. You can get them out of that environment, but they don't know how to react. They've never been there, and that's where we are right now. These guys, the thing that we're going through right now. Now you have some people on the team that have that dynamic. They have that chemistry. They understand what it takes to win, right? But it's one thing for me to come in your house and tell you, hey, listen, if you take those cabinets and you take that sink and that dishwasher and you move them to this side of the room, the functionality of your kitchen will be better. Okay, you said it. I don't believe it, but you said it. Until, I send you on a vacation, do a home makeover for your house, you come back and you figure out what I just told you is true because now you can see it. Until they feel it. And I think we got the buy-in for the team, and that's, to your point, to your question earlier, Freezy, as far as the outcome of the game and where we could potentially go. I believe that the trials and tribulations that we're going through right now, and one thing that's fortunate, was unfortunate but fortunate at the same time, when you're looking at these players that get injured and you're forced to substitute somebody else, next man up, right?
Right.
Right.
So
you're able to evaluate that talent and what these guys can do. If they can play down the stretch, if they can't play down the stretch, if you can handle a high pressure situation to contribute to closing out the game. These are things that the evaluations that you were able to make real time. So, at the end of the season, when we're talking about looking at roster spots and who potentially, moves on to greener pastures, or who we are potentially looking at re-signing, you have homework. I mean, you have some evidence, some data that you can analyze to figure out what that really looks like to continue to build this team into, where we want to go in the future.
I tell you this, it's obvious. It's obvious that I agree with Freezy. They're going point guard, and they're definitely going small forward.
Yep.
They're going small forward, and they can that way it'll put Bullock where he rightfully deserves to be. And no knock on Bullock because I'm loving
I'm loving what he's giving
His
us.
contribution. Yep.
Some people don't see his contribution, but the way the kid plays the game, man, night in and night out, he plays hard. He plays hard.
You see, it's those that don't see the benefits of a gritty veteran. You know, look at Burks last night.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, we've seen more of those type games, and I'm not even talking about the points necessarily or how many points it was, but a timely shot, a big rebound. Every time I look at Burke, especially on the defensive side of the ball, for some particular reason, I'm always focusing to see like where he lands when the shot is there.
Right.
And rebounding is all about effort. It's no mistake that Russell Westbrook averages 10 rebounds. Because why? He's one of the smallest guys on the court, but what? He has the most effort.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And you'll say, well, he had 4 rebounds. For a guard that's 6'3", 6'4",
that's a lot.
That's a lot of rebounds.
Right.
Especially tough rebounds. And when you can count on somebody going to the free throw line. Okay? He's shooting 85, was it 84, 85%?
Right.
Coming down the stretch in those close games, you need to be able to depend on somebody that if they foul you, you can go to the line and hit those free throws.
Boy, you don't know what just came to my house.
See what I'm saying?
Looks like a package.
It does look like a package. Look like a package.
Okay, it's blue and orange. It's an Obi Toppin jersey.
Oh
yeah, that's fire. That's fire.
Was that an Obi Toppin #1?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire right there.
No. All right.
Fire. Hey, you know what I was gonna say? So AD, check this out. So I speak with fans across the country about their team. Like I was in the military, right? I was in the military long time ago. Long time ago. This is.
All you an ex-serviceman?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm the only recruiter dodger here on the panel.
I'm ex-army.
I tell you something, Eddie. I didn't dodge them. I went to them in 9th grade, man. 9th grade, I was supposed to go in the Marine Corps. You know, I grew up across the water from Paris Island. So you know, military all through my family and stuff. So 9th to 12th grade, it was always assumed I was going in the Marine Corps. Then that Army recruiter got to me and started talking about how you rank slow and your job ain't guaranteed. And I had saw that because this guy, he ended up marrying one of my cousins, man. I remember when I left and joined the military, he was a PFC. When I came back, when I became a PFC, he was a PFC. I was like, hot dog. Right. And he had done changed so many jobs. I was like,
Yeah, see,
I ain't feeling that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, man. So I'm Army, 54 Bravo, Chemical Operations Specialist. You know what I'm saying? Spent a lot of time. I've never been. So there were some places that I heard had reputations. Like I heard about Fort Drum, New York, right?
Yep, been there.
And so the guys from Fort Drum, we used to do field training exercises with them every year at NTC, the National Training Center out in California, right? And so those guys were so hardcore, right? They were like when we get in the Dust Bowl, and if you ain't ever been to NTC, yeah, you wouldn't know what the Dust Bowl is. So I ain't even gonna describe it because it ain't worth the time. But just think about a whole bunch of dirt on the ground and in your face and in all your equipment all at the same time. You legit have no respite from sand. Sand is gonna be everything. Like when you like the big toilets, they have like when you go to NTC, they have like 30 toilets lined up in a row. Like you look down the row, all you see is toilets, no walls, no nothing, just toilets side by side. You got to go to the crapper. You crapping with 8 other people. You basically, you know what I'm saying? but anyway, the cats from Fort Drum was so hardcore that they all like the dudes in charge, like Top would be like, yo, them cats from Fort Drum, they sleeping over there, and you would look, right? Like we slept underneath the aluminum ceiling cement. So we slept on cement when we was in the rear, right? In tents. You put your tent down and you got a metal roof over you. Them dudes from Fort Drum, bro, they didn't have none of that, bro. They took pride in sleeping on the desert floor. They took pride in that, bro.
I was 11 Bravo at Fort Drum. That was my first duty station. You hardly ever set up any kind of tent on the field. You didn't do that. Because
you was 11 Bravo?
Yeah, I was 11 Bravo my first 4.5 years. Well, first 3.5 years, and then I changed and became a light wheel mechanic.
Same thing, because you still attached to you still in the field most of the time anyway.
But hey, no, it was actually totally different for me. So I went from being at Fort Drum, being 314 infantry, went to Somalia in 92.
Right.
Came back, changed my job, became a light wheel mechanic. And you know what I got attached at when I went to Fort Campbell? Good thing I was in the replacement office and they was trying to place me. Mm-hmm. They were looking, Rockasons was looking for an 11 Bravo guy.
Yep.
And I was like, they was like, oh, we got one here that's 11 Bravo. I said, I said, I didn't change jobs. I'm no longer 11 Bravo.
Right.
And they looked again and said, oh, I'm sorry. No, he's a light wheel mechanic. So you know what they sent me to?
Where?
When I got to Fort Campbell, I went from sleeping outside basically in the infantry. When I got to Fort Campbell, I got attached to the division.
Oh. Come on, man.
Hey, I went from
so yeah.
When they went to the field, it was coming back and taking showers. Right. You eating good. I'm like, this is like crazy. I'm like, I can't. A whole new world. I said this ain't being in the field right here.
Right. So you had dry clean BDUs.
All that. But what was crazy for you when I walked in the motor pool the first time I walked in there, because at Fort Drum, you weren't gonna walk around with your uniform looking like you jump out of a duffel bag.
No.
So I come in the motor pool, boots look like glass. Uniform. You remember how you got them
stay slow.
Look, you got to break that starch.
Sound like the pants 10 when you stick your leg in.
Yes.
I walked in the motor pool and no lie. One of the sergeants in there, motor sergeant, he said, where you come from? I said Fort Drum. He said, oh, that explains it. And when I looked at him, I'm telling you, what he had on looked like some field BDUs. Them things were so faded.
Yes.
And I was like, man, I said, he walking around like this?
Yeah.
Right.
All I could picture was First Sergeant Batiste getting on him, chewing him out for the way he looked.
For 10 minutes.
Yeah, because presentation was everything, man.
Yeah. We used to get inspected in formation.
Yeah.
Before we went. Hey.
Exactly.
We used to get my squad leader used to be like, before I was the squad leader, right? You know what I'm saying? My squad leader used to be like, free. Y'all been up all night drinking. Y'all been playing that game. Y'all better be sharp when y'all get downstairs. I'm telling you now.
That's right.
I'm telling you because we got a reputation.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, man, reputation, man, whatever. I'll be straight. Man, I went.
I'm sorry, Freeze. Now, I know Ron said that his family was from military, so it's kind of like
Me too.
Yeah, the whole area, man. The whole area, Beaufort. The whole area, man. That's what Paris Island is.
Yeah.
What was the attraction at that point in time in your lives made you want the military?
For me, it was seeing my uncles, man. When I see my uncles, they was coming home, riding clean, pocket full of money, jewelry. Yeah. Had a beautiful lady with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm looking at all this and just the respect it was given. You know what I mean? And then knowing my grandfather, he started it all.
Right.
So I was like, ninth grade, I knew. I said, hey, I'm going in the Marines. I'm sending letters to them. They was like, we don't want you to drop out of school because you're more valuable to us with a diploma. Right. I was like, I'm not dropping out of school. I just know what I wanted to do from ninth grade on. Right. Like it was a given. Like when I was 17, when I graduated high school at 17, my parents had to actually sign for me to go in because you can't sign for yourself.
Right.
So I was on I was on the delayed entry program while the first Desert Storm was going on, and all my buddies and stuff, they was like, man, you crazy, you signing up in that war going on? I said, man, look here, I'm gonna tell you like this. That thing will be over before we finish school. And it sure enough was. And then you know what they did? They did a freeze. So everybody else that was trying to get it, you couldn't get in and you couldn't get out.
Right.
But because I was on that delayed entry program, I was good. I graduated June 7th, 91, and was in the Army August 13th, 91.
Right.
So mine was a little bit different. So I was one of those people that, and early in childhood, so I have a tour pass. So you come from families that, early on, your parents get divorced. I came from a single parent home. Mom doing the best she could. I'm a knucklehead kid, right? So we're in New Jersey, Camden, New Jersey at the time. I'm doing everything I can to be just disruptive as all get out. So she figured out at some point in my continuous high school career, I was banned from the New Jersey public school system. So I could no longer go to school any place in the state of New Jersey.
Right.
But anybody that lives in the city knows that 9 times out of 10, you got relatives that live in the South. So where do you go during the summer? You go to the South.
Go down south.
You go down south. That was the thing. So my mother sent me down south to live with my aunt. And the only thing she told me she wanted me to do was to graduate. So I get down there. I get kind of halfway get my act together. And then, as you start to get up in age, if you got anything about you, you start making these decisions, right? So in my mind, I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I'm not disciplined enough to go to college. First of all, I can't afford to go to college. That's number one. I can't afford it. And then I'm not disciplined enough to do it. So, and it's ironic. And I kid you not, this is exactly how I ended up in the Army. I am walking down the hall. First of all, I'm skipping class. That's number one. I'm skipping class. So I'm ducking and dodging. My assistant principal, who was about 6'9", his name, Mr. Piggies, I never forget it. He about 6'9", tall black dude with a deep voice. And he at one end of the hallway. I'm at the other end of the hallway. The only thing I heard hollering down the hall was, "Hey!" And I turned and looked. And then I ran into the theater to try to hide from him, right? Little did I know that when I walked into the theater, then they're giving the ASVAB test. So the ASVAB test is a test that you take to figure out what your GT score is going to be. And that would tell you what MOS you could go to, what job you can have in the Army. So I go in there, the recruiting they're giving that, he just started to. He's like, "Hey, come on in and sit down." I'm like, okay. Because I'm scared now, because if I get in trouble one more time, I might get expelled from school again. So I'm going to take the test. I take the test, and you ain't thinking nothing about it. So a couple of days, about a week goes by. And then this recruiter started calling the house. "Hey, listen, you did this, 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 and this." So eventually what ended up happening, I ended up signing up strictly for the college fund, the GIB. That's what I went in for.
Mm-hmm.
I went in to get me some college money. I said, I'm going to do these 4 years, get my college money, and go on away. Now, this is in 1987. I joined the Army in 1987.
Okay.
So, and just like Ron, I joined delayed entry. I signed up in March and shipped out in July.
Okay. Oh, you see? Okay.
I shipped in July. But the thing was, that time when you're young, you start you start second guessing yourself, right? So I'm like, man, and I'm watching all my friends, they're going off doing whatever. I'm like, I ain't trying to go to the Army. I don't want this life. That's not what I want. So you start thinking in your mind, how can I get out? How can I get out? How can I get out? But my uncle came and talked to me, and he said, listen, ain't nothing out here in these streets but trouble. Nothing but trouble. You don't have a plan. You haven't been serious about your grades, so your GPA is not high enough for you to get a scholarship.
Right.
You need to do something to where you're not a burden on your family.
Right.
They should not be taking care of you if you've grown. And that's how I ended up in Army. I mean, I went in for 4 years and ended up doing 30.
Wow.
I was supposed to do 30. It was off the rip that I was going to do 30. I had it mapped out, and I cracked my spine in 2 places, and that was a wrap.
Oh, man.
That'll get you. That'll get you.
Man. So did y'all do any schools?
What school did I go to?
Airborne school, air assault school.
You know what? No. I was on the list. I was 13th on the list to go to airborne school.
Okay.
Before I left Fort Drum.
I did air assault. So at Drum, when I went to Drum, that they they ended up building an air assault course at Drum. So because before
Really? So
Yeah.
so you did it at Fort Drum? Okay.
yeah, because
I thought
before
you had to go to Fort Campbell, Kentucky to do it.
before they would send you to Campbell
Right.
to do the course, right? But
Right.
Fort Drum, because it's light infantry, right? And they,
Right.
I mean, they were spending a lot of money sending people to TUI to go to air assault school. So they just built an air assault course. They sent instructors down to get certified, and you come back, and then you stay on post, and you just go to air assault school for a couple weeks, and you come back, you get your identifier, and you're good to go.
Right. So I went to Lima 5 school, recon school. So y'all know I was I was NBC. Right. So I had to go to all these
Chemicals.
different Yeah. So I was the dude, like I had some sway a little bit, right? I would be attached to different units. So you would see the three of us together. You would see the commander's driver, which was usually the armorer, right?
Yep. Or the supply guy.
Right. And then you would see the comms guy, you know what I'm saying, with Sengars, the radio, and then NBC guy. All of us would be together, right? And so what we would do is when we had to do exercises and stuff, say for certifications, like for certification stuff, the three of us would plan out how to do these things with the first sergeant. The first sergeant would be like, "What do you need?" We go out there and do these. Like you remember the gas chamber? Remember how you have to go in the gas chamber, whatever? I used to be that guy in the mask, like you know what I'm saying?
They're making me suffer.
Yeah, and it was fun. It was fun. I didn't know that though, because they tricked me. When they said chemical, I thought I was going to be in a laboratory doing test tubes and stuff. But come to find out, only 2 guys in the whole army actually do that, and you can't do their job until they leave. Because it's only so I was the guy, you know what I'm saying, setting up decontamination stations and all that stuff. Anytime like infantry get gassed and field training exercises and all that stuff. I was the one making sure everybody mop fall and all that stuff was straight. Right.
Yeah, I did. For me, Freezy, I did 6 deployments in 2.5 years with Fort Drum.
Oh yeah,
infantry.
Yeah.
I went to Panama 2 times for 30 days for jungle training. I did mount training in Fort Pickett, Virginia. That's urban training. Did that 2 times. Right. Went to the National Training Center. For 30 days, and then I went to Somalia for like 4 months.
Oh wow!
Let me tell you something, man. I was stationed at Fort Drum for 6 years.
Ain't got a chance to train them West Point cadets.
That
was my best deployment.
Oh yeah,
because we got to drive our cars with Fort Drum and West Point is so close to each other. So they let us drive our cars. So that was my best.
I was at Drum for 6 years, and this is no lie. Out of 6 years, I was literally at Fort Drum proper, on post, in my house, for only 18 months.
Wow.
The rest of the time I was deployed.
Hey, I will tell you something too. Tell y'all something funny. How real life and things outside of the military kind of run parallel. So we go to NTC, right? We go to this field house. We get immunizations to go to this place called Somalia. It's a place that I had never heard of before in my life before that day.
Yep.
Right. And so we getting immunizations. We got our TA-50 with us. You know what I'm saying? We getting everything. We doing TA-50 inspection. We getting medical shot records inspection and all of this stuff. Yep. Right. And they say they like, Uncle Freezy, we need to talk to you outside. So they pulled me out. Right. And my crew, I'm like, yo, why y'all pull me from out here? Right. Because when somebody pull you to the side separate, okay. So usually if they got something to say, platoon sergeant be like, hey, Uncle Freezy, blah, 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 such and such. You know what I'm saying? And you like, all right, yes, all right, I'm straight. All right, I'm straight. Okay, I'm good. I understand. Yeah. Right? He like, do you understand? Yes, okay, I got you. Right? They pulled me outside separate. Right? They pulled me outside separate. They like, hey, man, yeah, we got these 2 things going on, man. We send in chemical units in 3 different directions. Right? We get ready to send your unit to this place called Somalia. Right? We get ready to send the other 84th Chem. We get ready to send them to this place called Bosnia.
Who?
Right. All this stuff is going on at the same time now. All at the same time.
Yep.
Right. And these places, I ain't never heard of these places before, bro. I ain't never heard these places before. And so he was like, yo, we need somebody experienced to go to NTC. So we're gonna send them there, but we want to send you to NTC. And I'm like, what's NTC? Is it worse than Somalia? And he looked at me, he's like, kinda. Right? So I go in and get my TA50. I go back to the room. All my homies. Now everybody, think about this. All the people that I came up through basic training with, you know what I'm saying, is going to these two separate places. Right? They're going to these two separate places. I'm getting ready. They picked me to be attached to a division artillery unit. Right? And I'm like, what in the world is Davardi? Why y'all keep calling it Davardi? What is that? I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, Uncle Freeze is division artillery. Don't worry about it, man. It'll be fun. Right? And so they asked another guy. Dude was like, nah, man, I ain't going. I already been to NTC 3 times. I'm not going. The dude rather had gone to Somalia, and he did.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, he's like, I already been 3 times. Right. So and they kept picking him too, which was weird. So he was like, no, man, I ain't going no NTC. And so by the way everybody was talking about it, I thought it was like hell. Bro. It was hell, but let me tell you. So anyway, it's better than
absolutely.
But the thing about Somalia and Bosnia was these dudes was gonna go. They was gonna legit. They had what they was gonna do is rotate people in from the rear every 90 days. Like you was gonna go, but you wasn't gonna be in no fight. You legit gonna be in the rear, and then they was gonna rotate people every 90 days. Every 90 days, in and out. Right.
I'm gonna tell you what. For me, Freezer, I dodged a bullet, man. A serious one with Somalia, man. The unit right next door to us at Fort Drum, my unit was 314 infantry. Our sister unit was 214, right beside us.
Right.
And 214 got sent to Mogadishu.
Oh,
We were next on the list to go to Mogadishu, but the orders came down. They said, "Hey, we got enough soldiers from Mogadishu," so they sent us down to Kismayu.
They got pinned down there too.
Yeah. So and some of them guys we knew of, but they didn't come back. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, that was crazy. And then we had a situation in Somalia. I'm talking like we walked in the compound. I got my saw in my hand.
Right.
And we walk in there because at the time we were looking for General Adib. And we go in this compound. All his men, his militiamen, them boys laying down with AK-47s.
Right.
We walk in with our weapons. But it's close. You could throw a rock and hit somebody, and we were all in there with weapons. Nobody pulled a trigger on either side.
Right.
All it would have took was one shot, and it would have been a massacre.
It would have been right. And then we get on here and talk Knicks, bro, and we laugh. Right. And so like people legit don't know all the stuff that we've been through, bro. Like for instance, I'll tell you the ending to the NTC story. So the ending to the NTC story is basically they say go for 30 days and then come back and you're gonna do all the chemical stuff in the rear. So be ready to work like a dog until your unit come back. Like a dog, you like a dog because you're gonna be the only one here. So you got to be the chemical guy for everybody, basically. You know. And so we get to NTC, the unit I'm with, Davardi, right? They had gone. And so, you go for 30-day rotations, right? So at 20 days, right? Get everybody together, they have formation. They like, yo, we took some casualties in Somalia and Bosnia. The guys that were supposed to come relieve y'all, we can't send them to NTC. We gotta send them to Bosnia and to Somalia, right? And so the guys look like, so what does that mean for us? And so the brigade sergeant major say, hey, we got to keep y'all here for 2 more rotations. And the dudes that was there in the rotation, you can hear them crying, man. You can hear not crying like a funeral, but you can hear like the sniffles, like dudes, grown men breaking down like, Because they missed their wife. They told their wife they was gonna be back. They told their wife and their girlfriends, all their girlfriends and stuff, they was gonna be back in 30 days.
Yep.
And then to tell them it ain't gonna be 30 days, it's gonna be 90 days. Bro, you heard those dudes, man. And so anyway, with it, I took that as an advantage to learn stuff, right? So I was just learning stuff from everybody, man. I just hanging out with guys and learning that soldiers are people, right? So you get with people, like just because he's a sergeant major don't mean he a robot, right? So you know what I'm saying? So I get around sergeant major. I wound up becoming a sergeant major driver out of NTC. And then I wound up boxing at Fort Hood. After the fact. I wound up boxing, and he wound up being. Hey, guess where he was? Hey, Ron, guess where you from?
Where?
Charleston.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So you know, we was cutting up the whole time. So anyway, he was like, Uncle Freezy, listen, you know what we gonna do for y'all? Don't tell nobody. Keep this under your hat. What we gonna do is take the entire unit, everybody, lottie-dottie, everybody. Y'all heard that before? Lottie-dottie, everybody. Yeah, everybody. Yeah. So he was like, we're gonna take the entire unit to Disney World.
So Freezy,
right?
Freezy, quick question. You said who was that was from Charleston?
I forget his name. I forget, but he was a battalion sergeant major.
Battalion sergeant major?
Yeah. He was our battalion sergeant major.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I dated at Fort Drum a sergeant major that was at Fort Drum, and he was from Charleston.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, what's the girl?
I forgot his name. I forgot
Hamilton. His last name was Hamilton.
No, this wasn't. He just ain't him.
Okay.
Because the dude I'm talking about, his last name started with a B. I think it was like Baptiste or something like that.
So Sergeant Major Baptiste.
Yeah.
Short.
Brown skin fella, real loud.
Brown skin.
Yeah, brown skin fella, real loud. Like every time, like when we be boxing, like I would box on Saturday mornings, and Friday evening formation. He'd be like, make sure my dogs go. And this is before everybody was talking about like DMX dogs and all that stuff. We used to bark like in formation, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the same thing. So I ain't saying that my man was being disrespectful. I'm just saying. And they would bark in formation, right? And then Saturday morning when they came to see me box, everybody would be barking to let them know that 2AD was in the building. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I just wanted to say this real quick about so he said, keep this under your hat. We're gonna take the entire formation. I mean the entire unit to Disney World, right? So we land in Las Vegas, we stay overnight, right? We cutting up in Las Vegas, man. NTC over, we did 3 rotations back to back to back, right? And so that sounds like it's easy, right? But in NTC, you gotta be received, and after NTC is over, you gotta recover. You got to do recovery. You got to do your TA-50 inspections, your vehicle inspections, all that stuff. But we had to do that 3 times, bro. We had to do 1 rotation after the other. So by the time we did the second rotation, we was like, we hate recovery, right? But anyway, so we on a highway in California, going to Disney World, right? We get to Orange County, and the sky is on fire, bro. The sky is legit on fire. The sky is orange, right? So the highway is stopped. We can't get into Orange County, right, to go to Disney World. We can't get to Anaheim. You know why? And you know why? You know what was going on, Ron?
Forest fire?
No. The LA riots.
Oh.
Wow.
The LA riots. The LA riots. So we legit was stuck on the highway for like 9 hours. Couldn't get to Disney World, bro. We did 3 rotations because the brigade sergeant major announced it. He now said, "Hey, you know what we're gonna do for the troops? We're gonna take y'all to Disney World." And they didn't have to do that, though. They didn't have to do that, but they did it, right? So you know, because you don't usually get stuff like that out of the military. They don't do stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But when you know your homeboys is halfway around the world in a place that you can't even pronounce, right? Yeah. And you should probably be going, but you can't. Yeah. And you done did 3 rotations at NTC to prove to the Pentagon that you ready, right? That you ready to be deployed anywhere around the world in a heartbeat, right? You do 3 rotations. They like, send them boys to Disney World, man. So we go to Disney and we can't even go because of the LA riots, and we stuck on the highway for 9 hours.
I'm gonna tell you, Freezer. I think that Baptiste you talking about is the same one we had at Fort Drum, man. I had a first sergeant named Baptiste, and he was
from Charleston. From Charleston.
I don't know where he was from, but that name is not a common name. And
Right.
I remember he used to actually make the lieutenants do push-ups.
Yes.
Like if they walked on the grass, he would have them doing push-ups.
Stay off my grass.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this: Butterballs couldn't even talk around him.
Yeah, no.
I think this is the same dude.
Butterball. If you was a butterball, if you was a butterball, you better not uncrease your lips around Baptiste, bro.
I think this is the same. I think this is the same dude because he was supposed to be command sergeant major. He said he was going to stand long enough to make a command sergeant major, but he said he turned it down because they tried to send him back to Korea, and he told them ain't no way he was going back to Korea.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think
it sounds like the same dude. I think it sounds like the same dude.
I think it's the same dude. But I said he was short. I'm thinking about this other first time we had that came after him. But Baptiste was tall, and he was like a brown skin. He wasn't real dark. Was brown skin and had like that wet looking hair all the time. Like his hair just looked naturally wet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I know. And so the thing about him is this. So me and him bonded at NTC, right? Because he used to tell these dumb jokes and I used to laugh. Like, because at first I was uncomfortable. Like I'm legit. I ain't nobody, bro. I'm a specialist, right? I'm a specialist. I'm right here with the sergeant major, and he would say stuff like hey, Uncle Freeze, you saw how I had them, and I laugh like I'm nervous. You know what I'm saying? And so and I laugh, and he kind of liked that, right? And then plus all his stuff used to be clean, bro. I used to have like when he show up, he ain't had to do nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's just how we are. Like as friends, like I would all consider y'all friendly, right? Consider all of y'all friendly. Mm-hmm. Like if I show up, if we go somewhere together, I'll be like, hey, Ron Cleveland, your money ain't no good here.
Right.
But that's me. That's how I roll now. Everybody ain't like that.
Right.
And I don't expect everybody to be like that. Right. But what I'm saying is, you know, when he show up, man, everything ready. I mean, Humvee top used to always be clean and new. Humvee tires used to always look wet. You know what I'm saying? When he show up, he was impressing people. You know what I'm saying? Singars always work. I used to get to the motor pool early, did test radio, everything, right? Because the sergeant major driver is a gig, bro. If you was a sergeant major's driver,
you take it care of.
Right. That means you somebody. When your bros eating MREs,
you have
eating
headquarters.
McDonald's.
You have headquarters chilling.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I remember one time. No lie. This one time, right? I was with our platoon sergeant, right? And so it's this thing they used to call you like when you get around people and they act like you brown nosing. They used to call it cheese, whatever. I ain't gonna get into that, right?
Or cheese eater.
Yeah. So with me, I don't come from that, right? And I ain't never wanted to be that. I always wanted to be Uncle Freezy, bro. My whole life, I ain't never been centered around impressing people. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look at me. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to be myself. Hey, bro, I'm a free spirit, bro. But around the sergeant major liked that because I didn't try to impress him, right? Mm-hmm. So when we because I always wanted to just be myself. So we was boxing, and I my first boxing match at Fort Hood, the dude legit beat me, right? He just whooped me because he had more experience. The dude was hitting me in places on my body I didn't even know existed, right? And they laughed. They laughed at me, right? No lie, they was laughing at me and all kind of stuff. I got laughed at, whatever. The next morning, bro, it was a Sunday morning. I'll never forget. I was out running. It was about 4:30, right? Out running by myself, right? Just you know what I'm saying? Because I'm mad. I got to vent. I got to get off I lost. I was embarrassed. I got to legit get this frustration out of my system, right? I'm just jogging down the road to myself. Y'all remember Walkmans? Remember the Walkman you could put on your head?
Yep.
Oh yeah, man.
So I had the Walkman on, and I'm running, bro, and no lie, a car pulls off in front of me, right? And my man is like, "Hey man, what you doing?" I look, it's the sergeant major, and I don't know what to say to him because he not in uniform. I'm not in uniform. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of odd. It's like 4:30 in the morning. He's like, hey man, what you doing out here? And I was like, Sergeant Major, I'm come, he like, at ease, man, stop, And so I'm like, man, I lost yesterday. I embarrassed everybody. And listen, I ain't never gonna let that happen again. And he was trying to explain to me that you did your best, man. You did us proud and whatever. And I was like, Sergeant Major, no, I didn't, man. I ain't gonna never lose like that again. Right? And Sergeant Major was like, man, go get some rest. It's Sunday morning, man. You need to be getting ready for church, blah, blah, blah. And nope. I'm gonna finish up these 9 miles, man. I'm gonna go back to my room and I'm gonna think about what happened to me. Right. So 2 weeks later, Ron, no lie. 2 weeks later, I'm back. I'm backstage. They doing the introductions. It's Passed Away in, and they doing they announcing. You know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. I don't hear none of this. All I can think about is how bad I lost. Mm-hmm. Like I'm legit inside my own head at this point. Kind of like how Frank Ntilikina gets. You know what I'm saying? I'm inside my own head, right? And so I go up to the ring, and everybody's saying all this stuff, and I can see, you know what I'm saying 2AD, everybody chanting, but I can't hear nothing, bro, because I'm inside my own head. All I hear is the bell ring, and the bell ring, dude, dog, and I swear it's like they poured me on that dude, the dude that I was fighting. It was like somebody legit put me in a bucket and poured me on him. The referee had to pry me off of him, dog. And so 2AD was losing their mind. Because when you got dudes like 19, 20, 21 years old, mm-hmm. that's what they be wanting to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what they be wanting to see, man.
About that life.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I was representing them. And they said my name. They was like in the winner, in the blue corner from 2AD, Uncle Freezy. And 2AD went crazy with all the barking. Remember how they used to do it on Arsenio Hall, all the barking and all that?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. And Sergeant Major was there. And Sergeant Major was like, hey, man. And he said something to me. And it's heavy to a soldier, but to a civilian, it might not be heavy. So Sergeant Major said to me, he pulled me to the side. He was like, hey, man, I will go to battle with you, bro.
Right.
And so when a soldier tell you that means something.
That means something, yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I didn't mean to turn it into story time with Uncle Freezy, man. My bad.
Hey, Freeze. Hey, Freezy, man. I gotta run, man. I just got this machine. Plus, I gotta run too, man. On this thing, man. But hey, I got it. Everybody, man, y'all get ready for that thing tomorrow, man. We got big fish to fry called KP. We gonna fillet him.
Right.
We gonna fillet him up. Hey, y'all have a good one, man.
Yeah, I got to get out of here too, man, because we've been at it for so long. Man, hey, I'm sorry I didn't give nobody time to talk, y'all. I'm sorry. It's all Ron Cleveland's fault for talking about the military, talking about veterans.
It's one of them. Yeah, it's one. Yeah, I'll take the blame for it, man. I'll take the blame. You know what I mean? All right, y'all, man.
All right, everybody. All right, peace, y'all.